I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly. Thoughts jumbled around, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative. I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win. I'll take a stab, I wanna chase the bag. I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. I'll give up everything. If I can see my dreams, cause I'll do anything to make one a reality. Don't let go. Don't let go. I'll make things right, cause I'll do anything to make one a reality.
I just wanna find a way out, sick of the venom in my brain. Running from the past, wanna escape my pain. I just wanna be a better person, I deserve this. I just wanna break these chains. Always asking for greatness, true to myself, I never fake it. Seen too many once, that is so they get famous. And when I say the truth, most really can't take it. In spite of everything I've been through, I'ma make it. Fake friends, but on my downfall is toxic. Day one, started to outlaws for profit. All I do is write verses, no talking. All I do is put the work in, no option. This was everything I ever wanted. Created a legacy off of me, just being honest. And the fake ones hate, but it's all to no avail. They wanna see me lose, but you know I never fail.
All right, let's get it going. Get these games knocked out. I feel like if the sun comes out and it's cold, it's just gonna warm up. We need that bitch to take a break, man. Not a permanent one, like maybe a couple days, man. I want to move to Alaska so that way I could have like a month of like no sun. It'd be nice. The hell is this? That's cool. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? That's cool.
Oh.
Yeah, this actually looks like it might be worth the shit. I'm not gonna lie. This looks pretty good. A reblade. That looks really good, actually. I'm very impressed with that. Siege Breaker? What's this? Oh, damn, we got another Helldivers update. Kind of, isn't it? Whoa. 3 minutes earlier. Oh, I've been playing Fallout New Vegas. Bro, I got the itch for it now. I'm starting to understand why people like it so much. I still think I like Fallout 3 more. Fallout 4 is still like the best, in my opinion, but... Is that a landmine? Oh, it's a shield. Okay, that's sick. There's a shield guy now. Is that just like a small nuclear warhead? Yo! They missed! They missed! Okay, that was the W trailer, by the way. W trailer. That was an awesome, amazing trailer. Oh? Oh. Ooh, interesting. I wonder what that was supposed to be too, huh? Wow, this looks like dog shit. Ew, what the fuck? Why the fuck would you play that? Garbo, ew. Turn-based slop. Oh, yes! I saw this yesterday. I've been looking forward to it. I haven't seen the trailer, but I saw it yesterday before we got off.
The orcs don't just fight wars, they live them. Loud, anarchic, and most importantly, violent. Up close, orcs are relentless, and their melee skills are deadly. Boys swarm the field in numbers that crush anything in their path, while storm boys blast into battle strapped to rockets, and for pure chaos. Squig hog riders.
That's new.
Top snarling beasts, smashing through enemy lines before anyone can react. For players who want more Daka, orcs never disappoint. Their shooters unleash relentless storms of gunfire, turning the battlefield into a wall of noise and flying scrap. Leading
Jesus.
are the flash gits, swaggering show-offs, packing the loudest, most over-engineered guns in the war, shredding anything in sight with ridiculous firepower and even more ridiculous enthusiasm. And when brute force is required, orcs bring the heavy stuff. Death dreads, walking scrap nightmares built to stomp and smash. They all look up to the Gorkanaut, though, a fortress on legs, bristling with guns and ready to crush anything unlucky enough to stand in front of it. What makes the orcs truly dangerous is the power of the war. A battle frenzy that surges across the field, driving every unit into a green tide of muscle and mayhem. Might makes right, and orcs follow the biggest and strongest. Players choose between Gorguts of the Bad Moons, the returning fan favorite.
Dude, Gorguts is so good. You play with Gorguts a lot in the third one. I love Gorguts, dude. He's so awesome.
The snake bites.
Hold on.
Fan favorite, or Guzzcutter, leading the snake bites. Both ruthless, both brutal, and both eager to prove who deserves to be boss. Gorguts fights with ruthless cunning. He storms the front lines in a hail of gunfire. His custom shooter, one of his many brutal ranged options, blasting apart anything in sight and barrels forward through carnage.
No. How's it going? How's it going, Door? Drop it. We react into some games early in the morning, and then we'll probably get into some AI-made content if Chase gets on. But this game is online, and it's single-player campaign. So, you could play a campaign with this game. It does have a single-player campaign.
Into what's left with unstoppable fury. Guzzcutter, meanwhile, brings raw muscle to the fight, charging in atop his colossal Squigosaur, smashing through lines with unstoppable force.
Ooh.
2 warlords, 1 truth.
Oh, there's 2 of them. Did you see that? There's 2. There's 2 variants. Oh, this is the other one. Okay, this is the Snake Crew, and then this is Gorguts. Okay, that makes sense.
1 truth. Only the
I'm from Louisiana, but I live in Texas.
orcs don't just endlessly fight in the field. They build endlessly too.
What I really liked about the Orcs faction, I like how if there's scrap on the field, if like one of your machines gets broken, like it gets exploded and it dies, you can send out the little orcs, and they can instead of having to pay for everything outright, you can not necessarily resurrect it. You can make a machine pop up from it, like a tank or something, for half the cost of just straight up paying for it outright using the like individual points. I like that a lot. So like if you destroy like an enemy tank, you could make your own tank with it.
Scrap and industrial chaos, boasting the cheapest buildings in the game. Every shack's bristling with a gun or 2, or 3, ready to
Honestly, I'm on neither. I'm on the side that works for America.
shoot back at would-be attackers.
That's the one I'm on. I don't give a shit about either side. I want bad apples to go to jail, and I want the good people that are gonna, work for America and make America better than what it is. That's the side I'm on.
And winning. And they win by throwing in more bodies,
Whether that be a Republican or a Democrat.
more bullets, and more brutality than anyone can handle.
That's new. This machine here, this is new. I don't know what the hell this thing is, but this is new. This thing has like a gun on top of a gun on top of a gun on top of a gun. This thing looks crazy.
Brutality than anyone can handle.
I don't know what kind of genre of game this is. It's not turn-based. This is not turn-based combat. I thought it was, but it's not. It's not turn-based.
It's the orc way.
You just like highlight a bunch of your mobs and you can just send them off to kill everything. It's great.
Loud and devastating.
Fallout 3 remastered. Suppose we'll see. Is the best candidate? I don't know. I don't know what the candidates are. All I do is react to the chaos that ensues. That's really all I do. Gotta get gaming out of the way first, man. What the fuck is this? Regis the Witcher official announcement? What is this? Yo, we gotta get that flight sim in there. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Oh, let's go. Yo, would people get behind the wheel of a school bus or an 18-wheeler that think it looks like this, and then you get you get into the cockpit of a friggin' of a plane, and you see that, and you're just like, oh, fuck, man. Yo, you know, out of all these gauges, how many of these fucking things do you think they actually use? Like, out of all these gauges. What? Why? Why would you want to be a pilot? I mean, I guess I could see it. It's a lot of money that could be invested into a pilot for sure. You know what's kind of crazy to think about? The original airplane was made with the idea of flying like a bird, and now we literally own the fastest planes in the world. We fly faster than any bird ever could. What is this? The graphics do look really good in this game. I'm kind of surprised. This looks like it might be a good game.
Gabriele?
Hey, it's me. Just got to the family house.
Hey, I've been trying not to think about it all day. How bad is it?
It's like a nightmare.
Whoa.
One that knows all your secrets.
It's the dive.
Yo, that's what that looks like. Tell me that doesn't look like Ciliad. That looks like Ciliad from Elden Ring, doesn't it? That's exactly what that looks like. Looks just like Ciliad.
It's the dive. It's messing with your head. Just breathe.
What do you want from me?
Shut up!
Time has come. All right, boys, we ready for it? As you'll know, High Guard released lately. It was the game that Jeff Keighley talked about at the end of the Game Awards. So for the slot at the end of the Game Awards, usually you have to pay anywhere from $1 million to and above. Jeff Keighley thought that it would be a great idea to give that slot away to High Guard for free. High Guard launched 3 days ago, or 2, and lost 85% of its player base in roughly 48 hours. And it's a free-to-play game. They are calling it Concord 2. If Jeff Keighley's the person that runs the Game of the Year awards, by the way.
Terrible news for the gaming industry. I'm back. Happy New Year! And what the hell is going on? Xbox is flirting with the barrel of a shotgun. You can buy a house with 3 sticks of RAM. Alright, maybe it's a tiny house, but to Todd Howard, it's a mansion. And speaking of getting rammed, the new James Bond drives a Prius. He don't miss!
Yeah, that new James Bond film? I mean, that new James Bond game was a joke. Apparently it was bad. Like, it was bad. By the way, check out Fleekazoid. Fleekazoid.
The guy that made one of the most memorable games of the last decade can't get a game greenlit, and the guy that hasn't made a good game in over a decade just got 3 greenlit. Nothing is lit at Ubisoft Halifax, and all the SSDs are out of stock right now because of this. And also this. I generated 1 image of DAW, and now the company is on the verge of bankruptcy. You're welcome. And you may be wondering, what the hell is the point here, Fleek? Well, there's nothing for us to talk about, so we're gonna talk about everything. 2025 was the year I waited for 2026, because in 2026, every game is releasing, except GTA. What did I say, pimp? They're going for the 3-peat. 3 years in a row of most anticipated game. He don't miss. These devs are in the studio staring at these BBLs like Oppenheimer. If the jiggle is even 1 degree misaligned with the equator, scrap it. Start again. 3 more months of dev time. They know they're making the game to end all games. Every game that follows GTA 6 will be an after credit scene to this industry. So you want another year, Rockstar? Take another year. Much like Rome, BBL jiggle.
Bro, amen to that. If it takes Rockstar another 2 years to make this game worth the shit, then go for it. Take as long as you boys need. Seriously. I am not even kidding. If the game is going to be good, take 3 years. Take as long as you need.
The day Retard will announce another Starfield DLC this year, and Bethesda fans will announce they still don't give a fuck. Todd will also announce he'll be growing 3 inches by next spring. He don't miss! In other news, Ubisoft shut down its Halifax studio right after union certification the other day. Union busting? Nah. Don't Come on, don't quit being silly. This isn't union busting. They just removed the studio in which the union was based in, which is a very different sentence. Another thing going into 2026, by golly, we got a lot of sequels and remakes coming up this year. Just looking at Xbox, we got Forza, Gears, Halo, Fable. The head of Xbox should change his name to Matt Rebooty. He don't Hell, right after I left, Fodor got announced at the Game Awards.
Boom! Bam, bam, bam! Boom! Bam, boom! Bam. Thanks, nigga. All right.
And you won't have to wait long for it. The lead developer said that it should be out sometime before World War III. Speaking of the Game Awards, like I said, Expedition 33 won every award in the fucking building. He don't miss. Only for everybody to find out that they used AI to make it, so Twitter began hating the game they spent all of last year blowing. Several people with 8-hour video essays are gonna have to take them down now that nothing has changed. Then after they admitted to using AI, everyone else also admitted to using AI. The Arc Raiders devs probably had my favorite quote saying, "We use AI, cause this game dev shit's kinda boring, man." And the Avowed guy said, "Hey, we would never use AI." So as stupid as AI is, it can still beat whatever these West Coast devs are spitting.
What the fuck is that?
So as stupid
What the fuck is that, bro?
as AI is, it can still beat whatever these West Coast devs are spitting out. Even the French can win. Concord 2 is coming out, and the game looks about as generic as its name. Highguard was supposed to be a game that quietly dies on the back pages of Steam, but thanks to Joff, it's getting a public execution.
That's right, man. Bro, he brought that shit to the front and center of the entire audience. He single-handedly brought that on the chopping block in front of well over 1 million people live watching this collectively. Probably even more than that.
Had to make this game the finale to his showcase. You know, you're not gonna believe this, but when hero shooters first started coming out, people would actually pay to play them. That genre is so irrelevant. It has former employees of Concord working on it, which feels less like a development choice and more like a seance. Did the first Concord shutting down in 9 days not give you a clear enough hint? Speaking of which, Marathon is coming out later this year. The artist they stole from is going to make more money off this game than Sony. Razor's
right, because they stole an artist's work and the artist is suing the piss out of them.
Grok to give you a judgmental AI waifu. It'll make fun of you, steal your data, and tell you a lot about a certain Austrian painter. If the NSA wants to see inside the Spank Citadel, you're gonna have to try a lot.
If you don't understand what he's referring to by a certain Austrian painter, he's referring to Hitler. He's talking about Hitler.
Sony. Razor's teaming up with Grok to give you a judgmental AI waifu. It'll make fun of you, steal your data, and tell you a lot about a certain Austrian painter. If the NSA wants to see inside the Spank Citadel, you're gonna have to try a lot harder than the Razor Goon Jar.
Oof. Maybe aim for the head next time?
HyperX is making headphones that scan your brainwaves for some fucking reason. Their mics sound straight out of a Wendy's drive-thru. I don't want this thing microwave in my head. If I think thoughts that violate toss, does it turn into a shock collar?
Oh no! Oh no!
Toss, does it turn into a shock?
Yo, he's never gonna live this shit down, bro. He's never going to live this shit down, ever. Ever, bro. It doesn't matter how many political candidates you've interviewed. It doesn't matter how many fucking things you've been involved with. It doesn't matter how many bridges you build. Or what matters is how many dicks you've sucked. You can build 20 bridges and suck one dick. But if you do that, you're not a bridge builder. You're a dick sucker.
Collar, for legal reasons, I'm lying out of my ass. He don't. Speaking of dogs, look at these sweater puppies. It's crazy that you can get this for 10% off using code PIMP. because you motherfuckers can't spell. Nintendo decided not to fuck over their fans for once and to actually show some passion. I can't believe it either. Listen to this. In an effort to spread some holiday cheer to low-income households, a discount
morning
Mario Kart
randomized
World by 1%.
letters.
I need you to think for a second. When
I
you
don't wanna
play
go outside,
PlayStation
you're
games,
weird.
what's the big question
And
always nagging at your
Will.
mind? Nah, it's not can they make
Nice
Venom
to
have a
meet you,
fatter
Andrew
ass
Will.
than MJ. It's how can I automate the last 20 minutes of gameplay they forgot to take
It's
out?
not. No. I want to make this very clear. High Guard, from everything that I've seen, isn't a bad game. It doesn't look bad. It looks very optimized. I'm actually kind of impressed. But I think that the narrative for it is that it's mid. That's the issue. Is that it's very, like, mid. It just doesn't have anything going for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that the collective multiplayer online only, like, PvP experience overall is just dying. It just is. It had its peak, and now they need to let it die and then come up with it again in a couple years. Like, whenever every single game is trying to cater to keeping you on with, like, these with FOMO, like, trying to get you to log in consecutive days straight, like, at what point are they finally going to realize that there's so many multiplayer games doing that there's just not enough time in the day? There just isn't. Like, whenever you have friends that are trying to log in whenever they're supposed to be on vacation to collect their daily rewards, you have a problem. Like, and then if you miss one day, you've lost that person. FOMO, like, fear of missing out, doesn't help anybody. It doesn't add to the enjoyment of a game, and it damn sure doesn't make you go back to it or, like, start it whenever you've missed out on a lot of stuff. That's the reason why a lot of people haven't joined in on Destiny 2 yet. Or, you know what I mean. Like,
is getting into AI with a patent for ghost player technology. PlayStation finally solved the biggest problem in modern entertainment. They're sick of all these years of degrading themselves, degrading their art, to stoop to our feeble minds, making SpongeBob come all over the wall so you don't get lost. Now we can remove all that. We can remove the controller. We can remove the TV because the PlayStation will play itself. Soon, you won't even need to watch the cutscenes. The AI will do it for you and then send you a push notification saying you felt something. It was complicated. 5 stars. This is
you're gonna get a push notification that says you beat the game. Congratulations. Start new Game Plus now.
evolution of cinema. First, we watched movies. Then movies pretended to be games. Now the games are politely asking us to step aside. PlayStation says this increases accessibility. Of course,
this picture is
makes
cursed,
games
man.
accessible to people who don't want to play them. But you see, here's the problem. They make places for those people. They're called
This picture
movie
is so
theaters.
cursed,
You're gonna
man.
love them. No. Don't fight me on this. Who does John Cena follow on Twitter? You or me? You or me? You or me? With all that being said, though, and I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I'm no negative Nancy. I believe we've actually got a lot of great games coming out this year. Code Vein 2, Dynasty Warriors, Code Vein 2, Neo 3.
I've heard that Code Vein 2 is not doing very good.
2, Lego Batman, Dawn of War, Kiwami, Code Vein 2. Back in the Suicide Squad video, I said that bile got outdone by Lego games. In the big 2026, my point stands. This shit's gonna make Expedition 33 look like Fast 12. He don't miss. Fans of that game went from Suicide Squad to Suicide Watch. Not unlike Xbox. If your grandparents buy you an Xbox, it's a sign they hate you. It's rumored that they're...
Who the fuck owns and uses an Xbox nowadays? Like, bro, Xbox is dead as shit. The bread box has kicked the can. It is donezo. They have even released all of their exclusives to PlayStation. Dude, they're cooked. They're done. Like, it's over, man. I never thought I'd see the day where Gears of War was coming to PlayStation. It's crazy.
2,000 people. For the record, that's the population of Albuquerque fucking New
Well, that's different. If you use Xbox to watch YouTube, I feel like that's a given. The bread box got to be useful for something, right?
All this this thin-skinned labor force being employed by every company, you'd be forgiven if you thought every company is using it. Some are. Some still understand the value.
I feel like using a console to watch something is just kind of a it's that exception, you know?
They're human employees.
Or
And
using a console to watch something is an exception.
no one understands that more than Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog blasts more crunches than Lizzo blasts Crunch Rap.
Yeah, that's
Supreme.
why.
Their game is
Because you could watch like YouTube on a lot of shit. Like, I feel like if you're using an Xbox specifically to watch YouTube, I mean, you kind of proved my point. Like, let's be honest here.
2 years out, and they were crunching over Christmas
Well, using an Xbox to watch YouTube, that's what makes it the exception.
to get an internal demo done. You may think it's easy to make the game that's
This
going to
looks
destroy
shit.
your company, but not on Drucklefuck's watch. Let me remind you of something. This man banned the word fun during the making of The Last of Us Part 2. They all
We didn't use... Wait, what?
you with something. This man banned
We don't use the word fun, says the Last of Us 2 director. What a piece of scum.
the word fun during the making of The Last of Us Part 2. They also banned the word family because you're never going to see them again until this game is done. What matters more to you, seeing your kids' first steps or 4K ray-traced alopecia? Alright, pimps, that's enough incoherent rambling for one day. I've got to go be on standby to see if my favorite gravy seal is making a return. Sayonara. Thanks to the flock of pimps and thanks to everyone that used code PIMP. We've got so much shit to talk
Yo, W Fleekazoid. Oh my god, I'm clicking on shit. W Fleekazoid, by the way. Hell yes. Please go check out Fleekazoid. Yo, bro does not miss, man. He does not miss. Alright, daily dose of the internet time, and then we gotta get into some politics. If Chase shows up, we'll watch his video. So far, he's not here, so... Oh, come on.
Guy came across a tree that defies the laws of physics.
Apparently this happens a lot. Beavers have been known to eat trees like this, and then the trees fall on people's houses. Apparently it's very common.
That thing is hanging on by a thread.
Damn. Damn.
That's not
That-
even moving.
That's crazy. Oh, the fish is fighting, bro. Oh!
Bloody hook.
Good boy, Matthew. One treat.
Matthew! Matthew!
What's up? Did you get that one-handed catch?
Ugh.
You've let him know, or her. Everybody has. Children comes in a different form to everyone, so people rarely realize when it happens.
Stolen.
Y'all, please listen to this f***ing bird. Ain't no way. I've never heard no shit like this in my life. What the?
That's crazy.
He can only have a
What?
treat once he's eaten his veg.
I didn't think dogs could eat vegetables. Isn't it, like, really bad for them? Oh, he's, like, spitting it out. Okay.
That's not.
Wait.
It's another.
Wait. Wait, what?
It's another egg.
I have no idea.
What the fuck?
What?
Oh!
The simulation wasn't what they were expecting.
Oh! Fuck that, dude. No, sir.
Die, windshield!
That's not a windshield.
I mean, window. I don't have a window anymore.
He saved his friend from falling off a 200-meter cliff.
Whoa! Whoa! Oh! Oh, W friend. Oh!
Côté gauche.
These cobwebs in England were spun by ermine moth caterpillars.
That's freaky. Look at them all.
Edward, take the ball and put it out. You don't need to eat with it. You don't need to eat with it. Edward, ball goes out. It's easier to eat without a ball in there.
Imagine having this view on your doorstep.
That's pretty. Yo, that's awesome. That's crazy. It's moving too. I didn't know it moves. Huh.
Oh, 可以，完整的。好完整。
Oh, that's pretty cool.
哇，看，好美啊，叶叶，看冰叶子。
Oh, that's fun.
One. Oh, slipping. 2, 3.
Look at what my air conditioner vent can do.
Yo, that bitch gonna take off, man. You better be careful. This shit gonna take off.
I featured this
That's
magic
kinda
trick
cool.
before, and I still can't figure it out.
Put this one right behind it like this. Now watch close. I'll lock it in place like that. You can feel it's back there though, right? Like you're holding it tight here and you're holding it tight here. Or you're holding it so tight it can't come out the side here. Can't come out the side here. Middle makes no sense. Top or bottom won't work, but if you rub it, it'll go straight through it.
What? Oh, what?
But if you rub it, it'll go straight through it. Can't come out the side here. Middle makes no sense. Top or bottom won't work, but if you
Oh,
rub
I think I saw it.
It can't come out the side
So
here.
right here, he does that thing where you like turn it into itself right here. It happens right here.
Can't come out the side.
No! What the fuck? Bro just got
Hello,
baited.
everyone. This is your daily dose of internet. This guy came
Legitimately
across a
just
tree that
got baited.
defies the
What the
laws
fuck?
of physics. I featured this magic trick before, and I still can't figure it out.
It's back there though, right? Like you're holding it tight here and you're holding it won't work, but if you rub it, it'll go straight through. Come out the side here. Can't come out the
Oh, goddamn.
side here. Middle makes sense. Top or bottom makes no sense.
I don't know.
Top or bottom
Oh, maybe it was right here. Hold on.
makes no sense. Top or bottom here. Middle makes no
He pulls it out of the camera.
Top or
Maybe it's that.
bottom won't work, but
It has to be that. He probably like switches it or something. I don't know. I hate magic tricks. They make me upset.
But if you rub it, it'll go straight through it.
He cooked his pizza on the side of a volcano.
Oh man, thanks for the blessed day, man. That's so weird looking.
¿Listo?
Oh, the ducks.
This guy found an abandoned NASA van in the forest.
That's eerie.
This is what happens when you put liquid metal into acid.
If I squirt her in there. Oh yeah. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Look at that weirdness. Oh, it's working.
That looks insane.
So awesome.
Oh, like a bobsled, man. Like a bobsled, man. Go stuck my egg.
Oh. Is he gonna flip? I think he's gonna flip, right? Yeah! Oh. That's not a flip, he fell.
This is how firefighters get past locked gates.
Bro, there are so many tricks that you learn whenever you go through a firefighter, like the academy, about unlocking certain doors and doing certain things. It's kind of impressive how much like they go into.
So it turns out this traffic camera in Minnesota is also really good for bird watching.
Is that an eagle?
This YouTuber made his very own plasma cannon.
3, 2, 1.
They had so
That's
much
insane.
snow that this was the only way to get inside.
Oh yeah, this goes to the front door, right? Yeah, it's the front door to a house. Bro, just imagine being buried underneath that much snow.
That is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys
W
again
video.
in the
All right. I think it's safe to say that the riots in LA are finally over. Let's see. So apparently, allegedly, well, it's not alleged. He did say that he talked to Donald Trump, called Tim Walz, and they made a deal. And the police that are in Minneapolis or in Minnesota are doing what they're supposed to be doing now. The border Cesar, whatever the fuck you want to call that, is now in Minneapolis, and the Don Pavino, he did not get fired. He just left Minneapolis because his services are no longer needed. They're also they're going back to their original amount of Border Patrol people that were originally in there, or ICE agents. They're pulling ICE out. The state police are now doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is massive W. So everything seems to be kind of working out now, finally.
Tom Homan holding a productive meeting
Border
with
SAR.
Minneapolis
This is
Mayor
SAR.
Jacob Fry yesterday as the Trump administration works to
And people hate Tim Walz now.
de-escalate tensions in Minnesota.
It comes as a man rushed Congresswoman Ilhan Omar during a town hall meeting, spraying her with an unknown liquid as she called for DHS Secretary Kristi Noem to resign.
Matt Finn joins us live in Minneapolis with the details. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, guys. A 55-year-old man was arrested and charged after video appears to show him walking up to Congressman Omar and spraying her with liquid out of a syringe.
So let me be clear about this. I may not like Ilhan Omar. That doesn't mean she deserves to have her face sprayed with an unknown liquid. I think she should be deported back to wherever she came from, but that doesn't mean that she deserves to die or worse, okay? Let me make that clear. I should make that clear with anybody I cover. Wishing death on somebody typically isn't how you do anything. Unless it's like a dictator like Maduro. I mean, he's a dictator, or like what's going on right now in Iran, you know?
Secretary.
When you're giving the order to mow down hundreds of people, you typically have a fucking problem.
Nome must resign or face
impeachment. And you're a banned retard. Bye-bye, banned retard. Enjoy the Shadow Realm.
I don't know.
Oh my God, he's sprayed something on her.
I need a napkin to know nothing. No, we will continue.
No. Johan, you need to go get checked.
No, we will continue. Not gonna get away with it.
And she should be deported.
Now,
How are you gonna let a foreign person come into your country and tell you what your constitution says?
Last night, Omar was angered and shaken, but apparently mostly unharmed. Security tackled the man identified as Anthony James Kazmarchuk and walked him out of the room. He was charged with third-degree assault. Representative Omar saying he was an agitator. Now, the frightening incident happened shortly after Board Czar Tom Homan announced he had meetings with Governor Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Fry here in Minnesota. Homan writing, "Today I met with Governor Walz, Mayor Fry, and top law enforcement officials to discuss
just too
the
dumb. We
issues
can't let
on
you
the ground
talk.
in Minnesota. We all agree that we need to support our law enforcement officers and get criminals off the streets. While we don't agree on everything, these meetings were a productive starting point, and I look forward to more conversations with key stakeholders in the days ahead." Now, President Trump has laid out a plan for what he says will end the chaos here in Minnesota, which in part requires Minnesota to turn over criminals for deportation. But Mayor Fry doesn't seem willing to play ball, also writing that I made it clear that Minneapolis does not and will not enforce federal immigration laws, and that we will remain focused on keeping our neighbors and streets safe. City leaders will continue to stay in conversation with Mr. Homan and his team. So not clear what the path is moving forward.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird thing to say. Like, you've already sent out the police. Like, these people lost. They lost. Let me tell you, let me make this very clear. The riots and the protests in Minnesota have been dispersed. They have an unlawful, like, it's made, every protest that's out there right now is now considered an unlawful assembly because they have pushed it through a court system, and the court system was supposed to determine if what was happening in Minnesota was a protest or a riot, and the court system straight up said that it was neither, that it was actual anarchy. So they have made it, like, unlawful to assemble currently in Minneapolis and Minnesota. You can't do it legally right now.
Complying with the Trump administration. Governor Walz also released a statement through his office, and while he didn't make it clear, he didn't definitively state.
Like, any retard that gets down in chat and says something stupid that I have to ban you for, just keep in mind that you guys lost. Like, the protests in Minneapolis are over. The guys in blue, the police are out there, like the state police are out there breaking up mobs right now. Like, it's over. You guys lost. Your violent rhetoric, your calls to arms, your bullshit it's over. You guys lost. Big surprise, the federal government has a one-up on on a state. Like,
Minnesota is unwilling to cooperate with the Trump administration. So we will continue all this to keep you guys updated.
Hey, it's over.
Back to New York.
All right, Matt Finn, live in Minneapolis. Thanks, Matt.
So Donald Trump was on with Will Cain last night, and he was talking about what's happening in Minnesota. And he said, "We're definitely."
I feel like a lot of the chatters that I've been getting over the past couple days that have been fucking idiots. I feel like a lot of that's going to start to die down. I'd imagine a lot of those people are just paid to go around and make posts like that. Like, a lot of that's going to start dying down over the next couple weeks, I'm sure. Especially once February 1st hits, there's not going to be that many chatters.
To what was the word he used?
De-escalate.
De-escalate. Listen to this.
We have Tom Homan there now. We put him in there. He's great. And
oh yeah, he went to a Cracker Barrel and did this.
The mayor, everybody else, and we're going to de-escalate a little bit. It couldn't have been a nicer conversation. And in fact, I said to my people, I said, It's hard to believe that's the same guy I watch on television, or I watch in a debate not doing so well, or...
You know what's it's kind of funny is Trump has a tendency to do this whenever when he has people that submit to him, he always talks them up afterwards. Have you noticed that? Did the same thing to Maduro. Anytime Trump gets the one-up, the victory on somebody, he always talks nice about them afterwards. That's kind of really humble. It's really weird. It's really fucking weird.
Had a very reasonable conversation, very good conversation. If you believe the conversation, he'd like to get this...
It's almost as if he's not the monster that the big social media networks have been spinning him off to be. It's really fucking weird. Because I still can't unsee him being like a bad person, but somehow, man, the media does wonderful things, doesn't it?
Thing over with.
So I love that the solution is Tom Homan, and to that I say your terms are acceptable. We can deal with Tom Homan. That's but you know, it really is a situation that has sort of kind of blown out of control. And you know, throughout all of this, I always think about the agents. The agents are put into this incredibly difficult situation, and if people like Tim Waltz and Jacob Fry are going to turn their state and their city into a war zone in which you have to have these agents operating, and they can find some compromise where they can get done what Trump promised.
What's really shitty about this is that they don't even put themselves on the line. You see videos circulating of Tim Walz using a tiny speaker in his nice big walled off mansion that he stays in with his family. He's not even stepping foot on the other side of that gate to go and protest. I got to give my hat off to Ilhan Omar. She was down there. She got arrested. She was actually protesting. I mean, the alternative is her being deported, but I mean, I got to give credit where credit's due. There's nothing more powerful than seeing somebody that is advocating for the type of protests that were going on, and then you actually see them down there protesting with you. That's hardcore. That's pretty badass. I'm not going to lie.
In the election, without having scenes like we've been seeing, then that's a victory.
And you have to realize that President Trump opened the door to start moving this forward because of
that doesn't mean that I like Ilhan Omar, but I gotta respect the game when I see it.
Chaos that it's become. And you're right about those agents, Charlie. I was with agents in Maine, and they were showing me posts where they were being doxxed, and when one, they were calling for a sniper to take out their family. This is real. These are real human beings. But to come back to what President Trump is trying to do, he's trying to get us back to where they were started, which was simply to go into sanctuary cities and ask for cooperation with criminal, illegal aliens that they know that they're holding in their local jails, in the ones that have been released in the community. They're not asking these states and cities to enforce federal immigration law. They're just asking them to help transfer them.
Well, yeah, because what was going on in Minneapolis was they had the ICE agents trying to do their job, and then they had to have other federal ICE agents, like federal officers, around those ICE agents to protect the ICE agents and do arrests. So, like, they had, like, their own arrest team for people that were harassing the actual team. So now that the police are doing what they're supposed to be doing, they can take all those ICE agents that were the arrest teams and send them back to their states where they can continue doing the deportations in those states. That's what's going on.
Allow federal immigration enforcement, ICE, to go in and arrest and deport these people and not get in the way. But yet, obviously, it's come to what it is now. Hopefully, Mayor Fry and Governor Walz will see the sensibility in this, and an issue that is a 90-10 issue that.
Let's see. Boop. Let's see what else we got here. This is a beautiful sight to see in Minneapolis. Those are actual police officers, not federal agents for fucking once, that are out there. This is that hotel where those two ICE agents that we saw yesterday were standing and guarding. Oh, not ICE agents. Those two, I think those federal prison guards where the guy had gotten hit in the face. that this is the same hotel.
The Minnesota State Police now is finally cooperating and working with ICE. This is also another big reason why the 8th Circuit Court has sided with Trump. The panel said that the video showed much of the protest conduct was not wow.
Big fucking surprise. It's almost like everyone who said that it wasn't peaceful knew it. It kind of irritates me the amount of YouTubers, even Moist Critical, saying that they didn't agree with what ICE is doing. I didn't agree with what the protesters were doing. They were literally rioting. And it's sad that it takes a judge to make anybody come to sense on what the hell is going on. It's sad, you know? It really is.
Minnesota State Patrol moves in to arrest protesters. Here we go.
You are now under arrest. Please sit down and wait for instruction.
Isn't it a glorious thing to see, boys? It's a glorious thing.
That's right.
This is what the federal government wanted this whole time. They didn't want... I said this last week. I said they don't want the local police to be involved with ICE operations. They just want the local police to handle these violent rioters. That's all they wanted. That's all they wanted. That's all they wanted this whole time. You can protest on the sidewalk. You can protest peacefully on the sidewalk. You can do whatever you want as long as it's peaceful on the sidewalk. Not blocking traffic, not throwing things at ICE, not causing and burning down cars, not tearing out boxes from the back of a federal vehicle and then declassifying classified documents and posting it all over the fucking internet. Like, not doxing agents. That's all illegal activity. Not throwing frozen water bottles at ICE agents, but standing with your signs and your whistles on the sidewalk. Let me tell you something. They used an LRAD on these guys yesterday. It was a beautiful sight to behold, let me tell you.
This is all they had to do. And also keep in mind, this is all that had to happen this entire time.
Yep. Look at that.
Look at that. That's the only thing that
And you know what you're not going to see of? These people that have been violently rioting, they're not going to show up to this because they know that they can get arrested. Like, there's not a doubt in their mind now that the riot police are there that if they catch you, you're cooked. Like, you're cooked because it can be pushed through the state law enforcement now. So if ICE catches you, typically they're going to detain you. But the unfortunate fact is that they're probably going to end up releasing you because they don't have, like, well, I say that the process of them trying to put you through trying to put them through the federal process is a bigger headache just for the ICE agents alone. So they typically end up releasing you once they detain you. But they will probably pick up any charges later once they're done. Like, once this nonsense is over with, they're most likely going to pursue legal actions. But now that the police are here, they can just detain you and put you straight into court and get you off the street.
Happen.
You have 1 minute to disperse. If you continue to obstruct, resist, or interfere with the police officers, you'll be in violation of Minnesota State statute obstructing a legal process.
Yes, sir.
LRAD.
This is a test of the long-range acoustic device LRAD. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Rioters in complete disbelief that the city and state police are arresting them.
Yep.
Panic setting in among the ringleaders as they realize what's coming for them. No-fly lists, debanking, asset seizure, surveillance, informants.
That's a beautiful thing to see. They are debanking these motherfuckers. It is a beautiful day, isn't it, boys? Now that they're debanking them, they can follow the money. Just follow the money, follow that paper trail, figure out who's funding this shit. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pre-dawn raids, federal indictments. Leftist protesters have stormed outside Tim Walz's office in Minnesota, furious that he's starting to cave to President Trump and Tom Homan.
That's right. It's over, boys. It's over. It's done. All this schizophrenic bullshit that's been going on in Minneapolis for the past 2 weeks is over. It's done.
Man. It's too bad, huh?
What really sucks about this is that 2 people had to lose their lives in order for it to come to this. Why? Why did 2 people have to lose their lives for it to come to this? You're not gonna just back up the federal. You're not gonna make the federal government back down. It's not how it works.
Yep, so they're out there, they're even mad at him. I think that really goes to show whether, something was actually positive or not. Oh, this is President Trump called out Tim Walz for doing a complete 180?
Conversation with Governor Tim Walz. This man has suggested that this is a modern-day Gettysburg. He has likened his situation to Anne Frank in the Holocaust. He has said that ICE is your Gestapo army. And then you guys speak on the phone. I'm fascinated by that conversation.
It couldn't have been.
You're gonna see a huge dial back on a lot of the rhetoric that we've been getting into the comments these past couple days. It's been like a week now, or almost a week and a half. I'm sure that the shorts is probably going to go back to normal. I genuinely think a lot of these people are paid. I do. I think that a lot of these fuckers are paid.
Nicer conversation. And
Couldn't have been a nicer conversation.
in fact, I said to my people, I said, it's hard to believe that's the same guy I watch on television.
There it is. Yeah, no, they lost. It's over. It's done. it's so done that even the other people, like the people that have been getting paid to rally all these rioters together, have been like, they've been roaching out, bro. They've been roaching out like crazy. It's a glorious day to be right, isn't it?
This is a nutball.
I thought of something good. I think it's something weird spot. Sabotage tactic, or at least scare tactic. All the medical providers, grab some
This is really bad, boys.
syringes with needles on the end. Have them full of saline or succinylcholine. Whatever.
Saline can make your body shut down. It's like a type of paralysis where you eventually stop breathing.
That will probably be a deterrent.
Man, see, you got to put this bitch in jail. I mean, this person works in the healthcare industry, and they're talking about injecting people with injecting someone in succinylcholine. A temporary paralysis drug would be attempted murder. This is a paralytic drug that prevents the individual from breathing.
Ladies, where these ICE guys are going, have a chance to do something, not without risk, but could help the cause for sure.
Could help the cause, yeah.
An ICE agent, bring some X-Lax and put it in their drinks. Get them sick.
Man.
Nobody's going to die. Just enough to incapacitate them, get them off the street for the next day.
Man.
You do realize that's illegal, right? That's like highly illegal. You can't just go around and spike people's drinks.
Easily
spike their drinks? I think I've heard this one before. Is this like the Karen version of...
See, these are the people that should be sitting in their vehicle and asking themselves, why am I doing this? I may not, let's say I had to catch a call to Ilhan Omar, and you know how I feel about her. She shouldn't be in America. I would give her the same level of treatment that I would for anyone else. Sitting here and saying this kind of stuff online blows my mind. I don't understand how you still have a job. If I was still a fireman and I threatened something, if I said something like this online, they would immediately pull me. I would immediately lose my job instantaneously. It's insane to me to see people like this get away with this. This is crazy.
This is literal terrorism.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. No,
it is. It is actually terrorism. This is the base definition of terrorism. You are looking to put people who are on the opposing side into so much fear that they will no longer vocalize their point of view. That's exactly what's been going on. Anytime you had anybody, like you could see it in my comments the past couple days. Anytime I vocalized anything, they called me retard, they called me stupid, they called me X, Y, and Z. It's fear-mongering. You guys, they are trying to make you scared to say what you believe. That's what they're doing. It's terrorism.
that there is a certain type.
That's why they had the silent majority win. That's why this past election, the silent majority won. It's because they're scared to say anything. That's what happens when you do this.
Violent bravado that a lot of these white women have, because they have lived their entire life inside of more privilege than anybody in the history of mankind has ever had.
Even right now, like, think about how privileged a lot of these women are. It's insane. Like, a lot of them had their colleges paid for by, like, their parents. They're not in debt. They live in a nice big-ass community, probably have, like, a wealthy husband that works in like oil or something. They live in like an 8, 9, 10 bedroom house in some of the most beautiful, like, walled off neighborhoods you've ever seen in your entire life. They can have this like viewpoint on it because it doesn't affect them, of course.
Of that, they think they can literally advocate to kill and inject people non-consensually with drugs to fulfill whatever their political goal is. This is crazy.
Somebody's not going to be supporting these guys. Where's the hotel where they eat? Who makes that breakfast?
Yep.
Let's find them.
Pretty sure what she did is considered a threat.
It is.
Obviously, it's a threat. What are we doing?
Let's make their lives fucking miserable. I know we're already trying to keep them awake all night.
You're miserable. That's the reason why.
Anything you can do to make the living conditions bad.
She's on administrative
Somewhere in
leave.
the room
Nothing else
did.
will happen.
Just stay toxic.
How's this for a motivational phrase? Our resistance will be talked about.
Why would you want somebody? She's sitting here crying. She's sitting here crying. Why the fuck would you want somebody that's this mentally unstable in healthcare? Are you kidding me?
Our resistance will be talked about for generations.
Nobody's gonna talk about you. Renee Good is going down as a domestic terrorist. Another person lost their lives for just having a gun at a protest. None of this is good. And it's over anyway, so it doesn't matter. The illegals are being deported out of Minnesota with the help of the local police. Like, that's all we ever wanted.
Star Wars. We gotta ban Star Wars. We gotta get rid of these Marvel movies, man. These people are out of their motherfucking mind. What are they doing?
Mm-hmm. Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go. This is what's currently going on in Minneapolis right here. This is the full thing.
State police now is finally cooperating and working with ICE. And you can see, bro, like, they got a drum circle going on.
So, from what I understand, the people that are out here banging on the stuff and the pots and pans, there are ICE agents that are trying to get rest in the facilities right here. This is the hotel. And their goal is to make as much noise as they can in order to keep them up as long as they can, which, by the way, is a fucking war crime. If you must know, sleep deprivation is a form of torture and is, in fact, a war crime.
So, like, they were basically crowding around a hotel where some of the Border Patrol or ICE officers were, and the state police came in there and rounded all of their fat asses up.
Amen, brother.
That's right. Yep. Yep. You see, nobody's causing problems. I do think that they have to get rid of these people that are banging all the stuff. I do. I think this is just a noise disturbance. I mean, like, really, like, I get doing it at, like, 9 p.m., but, like, if it's midnight and you're out there banging pots and pans, like, you gotta go into the box, man. You do. Like, we can't have somebody just going around all day, all night, banging pots and pans. Like, really, it's nuts. It's bad for content, too? Yeah, it's crazy. It's disturbing the peace, I know. Oh my God. It's beautiful, isn't it? This is all they had to do. And also keep in mind, this is all that had to happen this entire time. They literally made a phone call and now everything's fine.
It's over, boys.
They're roaching out like crazy. Look at them all.
The best, like I said before, the best part about this is that the people that are actually committing the crime, they typically end up staying home. So the numbers themselves are going to dwindle simply because the people that are going to show up to cause problems aren't going to show up because the police are involved now. So this is over. It's done.
I'm at Level 12 News. BG on the scene.
Tim told us to protest.
I mean, let's be honest here. If you're going to protest, everyone knows that if you're being forced to protest from the sidewalk and not impede and obstruct and be aggressive, it's over. Like, it's just over.
I guess not.
And it doesn't matter right now anyway because you can't assemble right now in Minnesota. It's unlawful.
They roached out.
All right, why don't you move out there, okay? Just get out there.
Now that they're going to start being held to an accountability, you're going to see this break up real quick.
Okay, coming out. Coming out.
And also, I want to say that, you know, for another thing, because some people are mad that, you know, we didn't go farther and push them all the way to the edge and then invoke the Insurrection Act and do everything else.
I'm just happy it's over. Americans that don't know any better are no longer going to be losing their lives to this bullshit. I'm happy it's over. The federal government is going to do what it was, you know, elected to do, which is to get the immigrants out. They're going to continue to do that in the state of Minnesota. These people that have been causing problems for everybody, all of these groups that have been harassing ICE agents are currently under federal investigation. All the people that have been getting paid, they are going to be debanked. Their money trails are going to be figured out, and they're going to figure out who's been funding this shit. Whoever is funding this, if I were you, I would quit worrying about how you're going to fund more of this and start heading for the hills, because once the federal government gets a cent on you, you're done. When they figure out who's paying for all this bullshit, you're cooked.
I want to remind you that at the end of the Civil War, they let Robert E. Lee walk out of the fucking negotiations with his sword. They did. Sometimes that's what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Less death is better. That's right.
That's right.
And if they can solve this like that, and do you see this as well? What is this?
See, there's a reason why people that are down there in Minneapolis throwing shit at ICE agents and federal corrections officers aren't the ones making the big decisions.
I'll pull it up. Let me see if I can find
Hopefully,
it.
we can keep it that way.
Edited his picture. Okay, yeah, I'll look at that in just a bit. But yeah, priority list.
Yeah, look at how few of them there are now. Look at how few there are. Look at that. I think there's a total of, what, like 15, 20 people here? Most of them are press. It's over, dude. It's done. It's done. It's over. They're cooked. They're done. There's no more.
It is a little funny. I gotta say, it's a little funny. Right.
They have made multiple arrests.
By the way, and this is the crazy, this is how stupid these people are. Like, so Dick Cheney was the vice president. Listen, here, let me show you something, okay? Dick Cheney was such a generational villain, they decided to make a generational villain off of him. I'm sorry, guys, but like, this is Dick Cheney.
This is from a Kojima game called Metal Gear Rising. It's part of the Metal Gear Solid franchise.
Everybody knows it. We all know who this is. It's Dick motherfucking Cheney. And so anyway, this guy was the vice president for George Bush, and he was like the fucking CEO or whatever the fuck of Halliburton, and he was involved with the Iraq War and all of the wars in the Middle East. So you're comparing a guy that was, you know, at least partially responsible for millions of deaths, to a podcaster. Well, yeah, Charlie Kirk, one time he said black people had smaller, the skull was different. And, oh, Dick Cheney, yeah, he killed millions of people in the Middle East, his policies did. Yeah, they're going to be together. I mean, like, really, what are you doing?
Well, it's no different than these retards saying that ICE is the Gestapo. That, like, let's be honest here, like, if you actually sat back and listened to what these people, I had this, like, epiphany last Friday. I sat back and I saw everything that was going on, and I was like, this isn't going to last much longer. This was before the guy had been shot and killed, multiple times and killed. I was like, I sat back and I was like, there's no way this is going to last much longer. Because you'd have to be on some crazy shit if you believed half the stuff these people are saying. Any reasonable sense, like, normal fucking person would look back and think about what these people are saying and realize that they're crazy. Like,
literally goes on a speech about how he wishes how things could go back to how they were right after 9/11. Guys, I'm sorry, but...
And then I love how people are saying online now it's a police state, and it's like, dude, that's not a police state. Just because the police are doing their job doesn't make it a police state. It just means they're doing their job. You want law and order. That's the reason why a lot of rich people end up getting an American citizenship. Like, for example, Elon Musk. You know why? Because America's one of the few countries where you can come here and a warlord isn't going to break down your fucking door, steal all your shit, and kill you. That's why. Most rich people abuse the systems in place. For that reason. You want law and order.
Villain, he became a Metal Gear Solid generational villain. Like, Charlie Kirk is nothing even close to that. It doesn't matter how many Instagram edits you have of him. That's it. They're not power scalers, yeah. So, man, you're questioning people who equate two people dying with Nazi Germany? Yeah, I know that. The devil is jealous of what Cheney did. Yeah, you're right. That guy was a demon. Oh my God. And yeah, Tom Homan has arrived. Oh boy, what's this? Federal agents move in on a noise demonstration. Have I seen this? Conduct multiple arrests despite being met with resistance by multiple demonstrators. Uh-oh.
Oh, they got one that picked a sheep. They're getting him. Oh, they got a sheep in the crowd. Uh-oh.
See, this is all we wanted.
And you know what's crazy is that as of, like, yesterday morning, this is considered an unlawful assembly in Minnesota. You can't sit here and do this anymore. It's done.
All I wanted the entire time. That's, I think, a federal officer. That's a state officer.
Isn't it beautiful to see these two places working together the way it should be?
Just work together, and let's try to accomplish a common goal. That's it.
Yep.
And it's finally happening.
And you know what's funny is that all these people really thought that Tim Walz was on their side. Tim Walz was covering for himself. He never gave a fuck about y'all. He wanted y'all to die for his cause. You know why? Because he probably, allegedly, has a lot of involvement with all this Minnesota fraud. So I wouldn't be surprised if Trump didn't call up Tim Walz and say, hey, we're not going to press any federal charges, but you got to start working with you got to make the local police work with us. I wouldn't be surprised one bit.
This was so easy. It was so easy. Why did this have to happen? Looks like Kane from Command & Conquer series. Yeah, but I think Kane was based off of Lennon, if you want me to be honest. I think that's obvious, right? Rep my right ear. The federal and the state police officers working together. I think that's massive. DHS agents are cracking beers in the window of the hotel that leftist rioters are terrorizing tonight in Minnesota.
Yep. Look at that. They got the walk of shame, boys. That's the walk of shame.
In Minnesota.
Look at that walk of shame. They all leaving. Look at that. It's over.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
It's over. Oh, at one point there was a video circulating of one of the ICE agents mooning the protesters from the window. That was a thing that was going on as well. Oh, bro, you gotta love to see it, right? Look at how organized this is.
That's all we wanted. That's the only thing that needs. Left-wing people that are coming out of this and they're happy with the outcome, and you also have right-wing people that are coming out of this and they're happy with the outcome. Doesn't that mean that they actually conducted good politics and good diplomacy?
Yeah. A lot of people are happy that they're pulling all these ICE agents out of Minneapolis. And, I mean, let's be honest here, nobody wanted to flood Minneapolis with thousands or double the amount of ICE agents that any other state needed. They had to because the local police weren't doing arrests. That's what happens. But now that the local police are involved, they don't need that many ICE agents. Big surprise.
Because both sides feels like they're winning.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm okay with that. That's a compromise. Yes. Like, I feel like, yes. Everybody, see, the thing is, everybody always wants to get everything they want, and they don't want to lose anything. That's not the way the world works. Half of the Signal chat are people now.
It's so beautiful when I look over at my Shorts chat, and I don't see my shit blowing up. I do miss the views. The views were nice. But man, that's really how you know that you won something there, isn't it? Like, I remember, like, the last couple, like, week and a half, the last couple days has just been constant bullshit, constant negativity, constant assholes being retards, and it's just over. It's such a beautiful thing to see, isn't it?
Walz threw them all under the bus.
He did.
That's right. And you know what probably happened? There is a chance that Trump could have said, I don't know whether this happened or not, I have no idea, but there's a chance that Trump could have said, you know what? We're not going to press charges on you. We're going to drop everything, but you've got to let us know who your problem boys are, and you've got to play ball. And I think there's a good chance that happened. Walz got a pardon. Yeah, I think he might have gotten a pardon. And again, it's not, I know some people would want to have, we're going to push them and make them do what we want. But the fact is that, if you can just do this without any violence, it's a lot cleaner and it's a lot easier. I think it's generally better to ultimately get rid of bad actors and people that will oppose you. But at the same time, it's not always people like this need to just get fucking arrested, man. Like, there's no... They're testing the limits. Yeah, exactly. And so if they can get you to let them touch them, then they're going to start pushing you. And if they can start pushing you, then they might start hitting you. If they can start hitting you, then they might start throwing things at you, right? Yep. And so you have to stop it. You nip it in the bud, right? You nip it in the bud, you cut it off, and you say, nope.
Well, especially in moments like this, like if you had walked, like what that lady was doing yesterday where she was standing in between the officer being able to get into his car and she was literally like touching him and pushing him and stuff. It's like, dude, you wouldn't be able to do that to a normal police officer. They'd arrest you. That's a felony, bro. You can't just walk up and start touching on a cop like that. You asking for trouble. You got to nip that. You got to nip that quick. You got to stop that instantaneously.
Don't touch the officers. You're getting arrested. That's it. It's common sense. So you do for a toddler? Yep. Broken window theory? Yeah, sure. Fuck ice. They're not even ice.
Look at fucking short stack over here. You look like a toad.
He's talking shit. Oh my god. He's so mad too.
He's so mad, but he can't do anything, and he knows he can't do anything, and that's the way it should be.
a mile. Minnesota PD and riot gear out there protecting the ICE hotel. Trump won. Again, I think this is probably, if this is going to go down.
Who gives a shit who won? What matters is that this bullshit is over. The riots are over. All this fucking stupid loss of life is over. It's over. That's what should matter. That's why these people should care about.
The way it seems like it's going down, this is probably the best example of what I would say good diplomacy is that I've seen in a long time. Because you have a bunch of left-wing people that are saying that they won, and you have a bunch of right-wing people that are saying that they won. I think that's great. Cops, Hassan, of course. Cops are working to let a manlet Bovino get a good night's sleep, expected but shameful. Why should you be able to make somebody not able to?
Yeah, they were trying to circulate that Bovino lost his job. Bovino didn't lose his job. He's just done with Minnesota, so he's leaving Minnesota. They don't need the border patrol guy there, the border patrol leader or some shit like that. I don't know. They don't need Bovino there anymore.
To be able to sleep. It's just the type of act, a form of torture. It's a good day. What happened? Like, it's just, there's no, like, it's like these people don't think more than 15 seconds in front of themselves. Like, what are you doing? Who are you? Oh man, they're mad.
Well, they can get mad all they want. Tell you what, wait 4 years and then vote on it. Well, actually, it'll be like 3 now.
Rounding them up. Oh man.
It doesn't matter. Those are police officers and they're arresting you for being a fucking retard. Enjoy jail.
Man.
Isn't it a beautiful thing?
I'm not resisting. Sure.
You bitch!
Oh, ICE is making unlawful arrests, though. Don't look like ICE officers. Those got Minnesota patches on them. Huh. Big surprise, all the bullshit that they were doing was illegal. Who'd have thought? I need this shit directly injected into my veins, by the way. I need to be hooked up to like a slow drip of this and being injected into my veins constantly.
Good day.
It's a good day to be an American. It's a good day to be an actual patriot.
Oh, it's a good day. I've been waiting on this for a while, haven't I? I missed it. I know, guys. This is amazing. Total hog obliteration. That's right. Remember, total Karen obliteration. That's what I've said. That's been the goal, and it sure seems like we're getting what we want. Wow. The scarf? I know. She's multi-classing the Free Palestine thing, too.
Freedom of speech, right? Ain't that the law? Ain't that the fucking law?
Sorry, but threatening somebody and then hitting them is not freedom of speech.
That's a lie. You can't. Freedom of speech is I could stand outside somebody's fucking hotel and bang pots and pans at 2 in the morning.
Right?
Yeah, this is my freedom of speech. These are my freedom pans and my freedom pots. And when I bang
You can't forget about the freedom brick, too.
together, I make freedom sounds.
Or the freedom frozen bottle of water, right?
Not anymore, bitch.
That's right.
Man, I thought it was America.
It's like anyone who had common sense said, once they start enforcing the law in Minneapolis or Minnesota, this shit's all gonna stop.
Yeah, I thought this was America.
Damn, look at that. Man, the comments have been so quiet today. Yeehaw.
And you see also, keep in mind, look at how completely orderly this is.
Yeah.
There's not a million people around trying to bully these guys. There's nobody throwing rocks at them. There's nobody going around and being violent. This is what I said before about how...
I know, right? I thought about that this morning. I was like, man, fuck. Yeah, there ain't nothing to talk about. But you know what? Something else, I'm sure something else will pop up. There's always some more bullshit. Now we got to start talking about that Iran situation, man. It's getting bad over there. They're saying the death count that they've gotten, that they have so many dead people and so many missing people, they don't even know what the count is anymore.
Police presence will actually create more safety. Because now people will realize that there's not even a possibility that you're going to be able to wrestle these guys off or do anything. And so now you have the overwhelming force of the police.
Well, I guarantee you a lot of people that got arrested by federal agents, they think that they got away scot-free. That's not what's going to happen to you. I guarantee you they have you in a database and they're going to slowly but surely send out a letter of summons. You're probably going to end up in federal court. You're most likely going to get charged with a felony. Like, if you threw a brick at an ICE agent and they have your picture or your face on camera, you're cooked, man. They're going to get you. It's just a matter of time. These prosecutions could start happening as late as next month. But it's the same thing that happened with the crowds in LA. They started doing prosecutions and started putting people in jail. And you know what happened to them? You didn't hear a damn thing from them. They got the slow cooked silent method. They got slowly cooked silently. And you know who was out there protesting for their release? Nobody.
Police department locally and also the federal police. And now these protesters, there's not even the slight imagination.
Stop calling these people protesters, these rioters. They're rioters.
They're going to be able to get away with any of this.
It's done. The federal court, the local court has determined that these people were not protesters, they were rioters. They were not peacefully assembling. They were not conducting their First Amendment rights. They were rioting.
Yeah, I think
call it for what it is.
Well, of course they did. Like,
these
because
rioters
they get arrested and put in jail. Like, duh.
Peaceful protesters don't get arrested. Rioters get arrested.
That's the whole reason. Like, why do you think we have all these agitators in Minnesota, but you don't have any in fucking Florida? Why do you think you have all these people over there causing issues in California, but nobody does that in China? Well, the reason why is because of accountability. It's, again, I say it before, I'll say it again. Behavior follows incentives. And this is an incentive.
Oh, yeah, no, it absolutely was an incentive. It absolutely was. Abso-fucking-lutely. Guarantee you. And the thing is, the beautiful thing about this is that even though the riots are over, Trump is no longer going to fund sanctuary cities. I think that you are seeing the end of all of this chaos. Stuff that happened in LA earlier last year, and the stuff that's happening even today in Minnesota, it's all coming to a halt. Once the sanctuary city funding gets cut, it's over. Not to mention how they're like all these people that are being paid to be out there, they all have paper trails. If you assaulted a federal agent or you did something out of the ordinary that involved them trying to get you, they're going to find you. They're going to debank you. They're going to follow the paper trail and they're going to figure out who is funding this. I guarantee you. Haven't you noticed now that a deal was made with Tim Walz, how even last night there were like no protesters? And you want to tell me these people aren't being paid? Come on. Come on. Between the paid protesters no longer showing up and the ones that are just showing up to cause anarchy and loot, not showing up because they know the police are involved now, it's over. It's done. It's completely done. They're cooked. It's over. And we've been saying that for weeks now. We've been saying that the minute the funding starts getting cut, just like USAID in LA, whenever Trump starts cracking down, whenever the local police get involved, all of this stuff stops. But I guess people just kept getting down in the comments. Oh, that's not our First Amendment. Our First Amendment. And it's like, bitch, are you even from this country? Then you had somebody yesterday who was like, oh, I'm from Germany. This is the first signs of the Gestapo. And I'm just like, bitch, you're fucking stupid. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what the Gestapo are. You're probably not even in Germany. Oh, this is the first signs. We're not Germany, bro. We're not fucking Germany. Stop trying to compare America to Germany.
You saw he waited for a second. He's like, am I going to say it? Bro, fuck it. I'm going to let him know. And that's what it was. Bro, t-shirts. Yes, opening style music to my ears. I know. I think China's a bad example. Well, it's an extreme example. It's just simply an extreme example that proves my point, right? And that's it. And yeah, your police state. Well, I don't know about that. I don't think this is a police state. I think that having police in this state. Here's the thing, right? Is this a fighter?
I believe that this is so fucking astroturfed. It's not even funny. That like I genuinely believe that a lot of this shit was so fucking astroturfed to the point where like they were. I just. To the point where they were filling up even someone as small as me in my comments in my fucking YouTube They fucking were astroturfing the shit out of this.
Oh, here we go. We're going to pull this guy up, okay? We haven't pulled anybody up today. So, I want you to understand something, okay? To be, like, this has to be, like, you've got to be fucking around. Oh! Those guys collapsed on that one dude. And uh-oh. And
but they're federal agents. Federal agents aren't supposed to arrest people. Really? You know, I see a person right here resisting arrest by local police. So what's your defense there? It's kind of crazy how now that the truth is being shown, all their fucking bullshit just falls apart.
Also, here's another thing.
Falls right apart, baby.
Officers aren't completely outnumbered and overwhelmed. You don't have massive crash outs like whenever all 7 of those guys collapsed on that one dude, and then the guy had a gun and he ended up getting shot. This is another reason, is that having a stronger police presence.
I still feel like they need to do a federal investigation, and if anyone in that instance was found at fault of, like, liable for anything that happened that was wrongful, they still need to charge them. My view is still the same on that, and it always will be the same on that.
Presence makes the probability of a crash out go even lower.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they resist? Because they're stupid. That's the reason why. They're stupid.
Well, used to their excuse was, well, I can't be arrested by ICE, but now that the local police are involved, everything's falling apart. Even like online.
Beautiful, isn't
like,
it?
it's just over, man.
This
like it's done.
Involved at the start?
Yeah, no, people wouldn't have died if the police were involved at the start, for sure. This should have happened from day one. This is how it's being done in every single state.
Which side of history are you on? More moral grandstanding, Karen, self-aggrandizement. Oh, they're gonna write about me in the history books. No,
they're gonna write about how a bunch of retards in Minneapolis ignored an actual genocide that's going on in Iran. I think this should go in the history books. It should go into the history books as one of the biggest astroturfed incidents in the known modern world. It should. It absolutely should.
Not going to be listed in the history books. That's not going to happen. I'm sorry. Are you proud of yourself? You're supposed to be on our side. Man. They don't even know.
Like I said before, Tim Walz was never on your side. Tim Walz used your body as like cannon fodder. That's all that was about. Tim Walz was only ever acting in his own best interest. I mean, anyone with eyes could have told you that. I mean, I did say that. I said that Tim Walz was using all of this to either make an escape or to get a deal. Well, I didn't say that he was trying to get a deal, but I mean, it was just so fucking obvious. It was so obvious.
To be with us. See,
it's
they
so
got roached
obvious.
Out on. We have a band like this in the Netherlands. They make better music though, and they're all mentally impaired people. Well, I mean,
probably not that much
that
different than
they might have some
Minnesota.
things in common with the people like that here. I think it's traumatic. I think this tell. Like this get arrested. I hate them.
It's a beautiful thing.
So somebody in chat, we didn't get a good one last time, so we're gonna get this guy, okay? So this stream is a cesspool. So you get off on
it's the same fucking thing. It's the same style of commenting that I always see. It's the same fucking style of like, it's always the same style of commenting. It's almost like they're fucking robots, dude. I swear to Christ. It's like it's the same fucking style. I don't get it.
My favorite show.
And then you ask them questions, and then they're fucking lobotomites. They don't have anything to say. Like, it's so stupid.
Really, it's impressive. Like, just
they all say something until they either get pulled up or instantly. Well, I mean, obviously they're not saying much if you ban them.
This is amazing. What's crazy to me about this is that this is a person who has come into my stream for too. She'd eat them all.
Oh man, it's gonna be so nice to start seeing like, it's so funny. You can't tell me these guys aren't paid. Have you noticed that you don't see any other flags? You don't see any other flags now other than like upside down American flags? Because everyone in social media was like, why are they always waving foreign colored flags? Like, why? Why are they doing that? And now the only flags you see are upside down ones. You don't see them being burned though.
Wow. Oh. You got the flag upside down. You're very cool. Applies to almost everything. If you get rid of the top 2% worst offenders of almost anything, you will cut down the amount of problems by like half, if not more.
And you know what's crazy is he's right so much so. Just imagine if you have a community where you have 5 people that steal stuff openly and everyone in the community knows it. They're the 5%. Let's just say that they're 5% out of 100% of the community, right? You're going to have more people that are going to be like, well, why the fuck am I paying for this if I could just steal it? So whenever you put that 5% in jail, you not only disable, you show that to the rest of the community, the other like 95% of the community that, you know, they're not going to get away with it. Well, then no one else is going to try it. Obviously. Like that's how laws worked for years. Why the hell would you want to reinvent the wheel?
They'd immediately dissolve. Yeah, exactly. The LRAD is awesome. Yeah, I saw they used an LRAD on the protesters. God. I used to pray for times
Those
like
little pussy ass bitches brought pots and pans and whistles, and the motherfucking police was like, I got you, LRAD bitch.
this. And you see this? Look. Man.
Shit's crazy, man.
Developed for 3,000 years. Yeah, the LRAD was promised to protesters 3,000 years ago, guys.
Andy, you're about to back into him.
I saw they used an
Yep, yes, sir.
Pocket malfunction. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So sorry.
The LRAD was developed.
Like the police are not fucking around with this to a point where if they have a bunch of people congregating, they surround the crowds now and they actually just start arresting. They tell them that they're all under arrest and then like they get all arrested. It's over. It's completely done.
3,000 years ago, guys.
It's
all incarcerated or active warrant criminal illegal aliens for immediate deportation. Transfer all criminal illegal aliens arrested by state and local police. Assist federal authorities in detaining criminal illegal aliens wanted for crimes.
Yep.
Democrats must work with the federal government and in the rapid removal of all criminal illegal aliens.
Yes, sir.
It's that simple in the chaos.
There you go.
That's right.
That's it.
Look at that. No resisting, no problems.
That's right.
It's almost like if you don't resist arrest, you're not going to get fucking beaten and anything bad is going to happen.
That's right.
I can't hear you.
Basically, enough for us should be. What also hurts people, a lot of people have, like, there's this idea to scramble on terrorists as they scramble, like, bro, the title.
Minnesota State Police test the LRAD.
Police test the LRAD on terrorists as they scramble like cockroaches.
It's a beautiful day, boys.
This is a test of the long-range acoustic device LRAD.
Mm-hmm. They don't want to fuck with that. They gone.
1, 2, 3.
They're running even before it turns on.
Yeah. Man. Yeah.
I don't know if the LRAD even has, what does the LRAD sound like? So it kind of fucks with people like a dog whistle. So it like the way it works is that it's on a frequency that messes with people like humans. It messes with humans, kind of like a dog whistle. That's the best way I could describe it. How we can't hear a dog whistle being blown is how this device affects them.
Just kidding. Yeah, they ran away. Look at them scatter. I know. They did the countdown and they started running. And I love to see this. And statements. Gentlemen.
Conversation.
It couldn't have been a nicer conversation. And if he wants to talk.
Very happy. You got to keep your eye on the fucking mission.
Yep. It's completely done, boys. It's completely over. Like, it's completely over. They lost. No more astroturfing. The money's being cut from them. It's over. Holy fuck. Why is this so quiet? Why is this so quiet?
Protesters aren't letting up, but President Trump says he is
This was 4 hours ago.
prepared to ease tensions.
We're going to de-escalate a little bit, but I will tell you, you look at the numbers, they're doing better than they've done in many years because we took thousands of criminals out of Minnesota. You look at Washington, D.C., it was a very dangerous place a year and a half ago. Now it's as safe as you can get. You can walk your family down the middle of the street. Nothing's going to happen. You know, it's we got rid of over 2,000 hardened criminals, many of them let in through the open border policy of Sleepy Joe.
You remember at the beginning of last year? You remember whenever Trump rolled in the National Guard? And I think it might have been you, Nigel. You was like, well, you can't just arrest all these people. It's going to fill the prison systems up and whatnot. And it's like, well, that's what the prisons are for, man. If you don't lock these people up, it's going to end up like Minnesota. You got all these people that get these like 7, 8, 9, 10 felonies, and they just keep getting put out on the street. And they don't want to go to jail. Like, that's the whole reason why they're down there protesting and the mobs and stuff, is because they know they're not going to get arrested. So they're out there doing violent acts yet again in those mobs. Like, it must have been complete anarchy if you lived in Minneapolis. You had all these criminals running around that should have been in jail and stuff. Like, you can't let these people out because they're going to be the ones that incite, like, mob mentality. They're going to be the ones that are going to throw the first rock that ends up either striking or killing a police officer, and you got a whole big old riot on your hands, you know? Like, those are the kind of people that drive riots, not protests. You can't just let these people out. Like, you had all these fence zombies everywhere in DC fucking up the parks and stuff that people's tax-paying money's going to. Like what? Like, we can't just not do something about it. Got to do something. You know?
Founder and CEO of the Freedom Foundation of Minnesota, Annette Meeks, joins me now. Annette, thank you so much for joining us. You know, a lot has happened in Minneapolis since this weekend. So how do you view where
And you know what's crazy? Is this all got kicked off by one man, Nick Shirley.
And today?
Well, not much different is the sad and sorry truth. The protesters are still in the streets, and many of the downtown hotels have had to lock their doors. So in order to gain entrance, guests have to show keys and ID. The protesters, like I said, are still out. Yesterday, they stormed the governor's office. That was the video you just had there. Kids are not in school, and now they're calling for another day of action. It's not what our city needs. Our city needs to return to normal. And unfortunately, we're going in just the opposite direction.
Yeah, well, President Trump is hoping to change that because safety has always been...
It won't matter. It won't matter at all. You just wait till February 1st, this Sunday. You wait till Sunday, watch. You're going to see a lot of stuff change.
Two Americans
you can
shot.
Clip that. I'm going to clip that. I'm going to clip it too. I'm going to say a lot of stuff is going to change once the federal funding's been cut. Watch.
Constantly. Clearly something needs to change, and that often starts with conversation. So here's President Trump on his phone call with Governor Walz yesterday. Listen to this.
Ooh.
It couldn't have been a nicer conversation. And in fact, I said to him,
Bro, he just cannot. Like, this is just ridiculous.
It's hard to believe that's the same guy I watch on television, or I watch in a debate not doing so well, or because we had a very reasonable conversation.
And it does kind of make me wonder how much of this is still just the social media trying to inflame it. Like, how much of this is actually just footage from, like, older protests that are just being recycled to try to keep up the momentum of the protests, even though they're pretty much over, you know?
Very good conversation. If you believe the conversation, he'd like to get this thing over with.
So it really did seem like both sides are coming together, and that may ultimately be what happens, striking some sort of deal. But then we have this from Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry yesterday, who wrote on X and it, I also made it clear that Minneapolis does not and will not enforce federal immigration laws. He's talking about his conversation with Tom Homan. And that we will remain focused on keeping our neighbors and streets safe. City leaders will continue to stay in conversation with Mr. Holman and his team. But when he talks about not enforcing federal immigration laws, I mean, to have an elected official say something like that, what do you think he means by that?
Oh, I think he means what he says. They have not worked with the feds ever. They believe they're a sanctuary city and that somehow or other they are above or beyond the federal laws. They're not. And that's part of what's led to the confrontations you've seen. They lead a gang of people that has increasingly turned more and more scary and violent, and into believing that you don't have to obey federal law enforcement officials, and you do. The laws of our United States government do apply, whether you're in Minneapolis, St. Paul, or Memphis. It doesn't matter. And
that's part of being part of the United States federal government and collecting taxpayer dollars. That is part of being one of the 50 states. If you don't want to be part of it, well, I would say too bad. But I kind of want to see how well Minneapolis would do if we walled off Minneapolis and we disconnected any power stations that weren't in like if Minnesota doesn't have a power plant, stop giving them resources, cut off their electricity. If they don't have any kind of water filtration or purification systems, cut that shit off too. Anything that connects the U.S. to Minnesota should just be cut off. Power, electricity, everything. Don't protect them. So if like anyone wanted to like take over Minnesota, then that's just on them. Don't give them any more federal funding, period. And see how well that works out for them. Like seriously, just make it a straight up box there. Because if you think for 1 second that you're going to be able to join with Canada, they're probably not going to take you. Well, I mean, maybe they will. They've been taking a lot of immigrants.
As long as their leaders continue to say horrible things like that lead these people to take to the streets and commit crimes, the longer this will persist.
Annette, I have a note from you that says before Trump was elected, they quietly deported 670 people from Minneapolis and no one protested. Can you give us the details about that?
Well, it is quite amazing, isn't it, that for the last 4 years, prior to President Trump being sworn in last January, 6,700 people were deported from Minnesota by the federal government, whether it was Border Patrol or ICE. It doesn't matter. They were safely taken out of the state, returned to where they belong, and now they will have their due process day in court. No one said a word. Nothing happened until recently. And the only thing that changed was President Trump said, we are going to enforce the laws of our country. We are going to enforce our borders. We are going to make sure people are safe. And once he said that, that seemed to ignite the direct action people into working against our federal government. Federal government is not our enemy. They're the ones trying to keep us safe here in our homes and in our businesses. And for some reason, Mayor Fry and Governor Walz declared war against them.
Yeah, that and having all those people deported and have nobody protest would indicate that this is, you know, political as opposed to ideological or having some sort of moral feeling towards the issue. So Annette, really quickly before we let you go, how do you think this ends? What sort of resolution will both sides come to?
Well, President Trump has proved to be the bigger man and certainly the person more concerned about public safety and making sure our cities can return to normal. And I applaud him for that. And I really hope that he's able and that Mr. Homan can bring these conversations to fruition and bring a peaceful settlement and send these people back to jobs, back to their homes, get the kids back in school and return to normal. This is doing historic damage to our city that we had barely recovered from the George Floyd riots 6 years ago. We can't afford this as a city, and so we need President Trump's leadership here to bring this home.
Annette Meeks, founder and CEO.
See, if they had started enforcing the laws during BLM, you wouldn't have seen it get as bad as it did.
Freedom Foundation of Minnesota, we thank you so much for your thoughts and your time this morning.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here.
That's crazy, man. It's crazy that it had to get that bad. It really is. It's sad. At Frey playing with fire. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, what is this?
He was a reality TV fixture for years, famously known as the guy you love to hate. But Spencer Pratt is hoping to change all that and earn the votes of his fellow LA residents as he launches a run to be their mayor.
Oh my gosh, just
no
seeing this
shot.
video, it takes us back, right? It comes just 1 year after he and his wife, fellow reality TV star Heidi Montauk, lost their house in those LA wildfires.
Well, something has to change. If they manage to keep the current mayor they have, I will be shocked.
The most heartbreaking part of the past year wasn't being displaced.
And none of these people had insurance. This is what is probably going to end up happening to Minnesota if they keep having riots. The small businesses there are no longer going to pop up. Y'all are going to lose businesses because the insurance companies are going to start pulling out of the area because of how, like, every time you have to use insurance, your premiums are going to skyrocket. And it's going to get to a point where, just like what happened in LA, all the insurance companies are going to pull out, houses and riots are going to break out again. They're not going to be covered, and then people are going to be homeless. Just like what happened in LA. Or people are going to no longer have their business.
Losing everything I own, it was the realization that all of this was preventable.
It absolutely was. Everything that happened in LA and in Minneapolis could be prevented. It can be. It absolutely can be. Why isn't it?
Here amongst the ashes of our once beautiful town because the state and local leaders let us burn.
And Spencer Pratt joins us now. So great to have you here with us. Thank you for joining us. You know, there's a powerful moment you describe in your new book where you describe driving away from your home and watching on the security cameras in your house, watching your son's bed engulfed in flames. What was that like?
You know, the strangest part about that is the flames were in the shape of a heart. So even in this, like, horrible moment, I was like, is this, you know, a good sign or whatever? Or just, you know, you don't know what it is. But that was a very, like, shaped as a heart.
And then you wake up the next day and everything is gone.
Correct. And my parents' house, all my neighbors, 7,000 houses. So 12 people burn alive.
Yeah,
it was,
the stories were horrific. I remember one story of someone, it was either the dad or the boy, was in bed and couldn't walk and couldn't get out of bed. And so the other one, his loved one, his dad, just got in bed with him and said, we're just going to go together. I mean, the stories were horrific. But you were always...
Jesus fucking Christ, that's so fucking... Bro, that is some fucked shit right there. Holy God! Bro, you realize that the state government failed these people so hardcore that they just accepted their fucking fate and were ready to die? You understand how fucked that is?
We'll get into your book in a little bit, but you were this villain when we were growing up and watching The Hills.
Holy shit.
My social media, all my friends' social media, it's blowing up with all these images of you. You were standing up for your neighbors, and you were the voice when everyone else was lying or the water wasn't available in the reservoirs.
Yeah, they were saying that they had plenty of water, but they didn't. They all fucking lied. They lied, bro. And I even said that, like, I had found out after I said, where the fuck is the water? Why ain't these guys got any water? It's so weird to see all these firemen walking around, but you ain't got no, like, you got trucks just sitting there with no pumps coming to them. Like, what the fuck is going on? They had trucks just sitting out there with no water coming out of them. I was like, the fuck is going on? I could tell immediately something was up.
This is negligence. We have to do something about this. And then you wanted to run, now you've decided to run for mayor. What got you to that point?
Well, to be clear, I never wanted to be mayor. I don't want to be in politics. I want to be back.
It's sad that seems to be the reoccurring theme. I never wanted to be a political reaction content creator, but then they started fucking with games. And then it really kind of opened my eyes to everything. And then I was like, yeah, no, something got to be done with this. Now you got people joining into politics, not even because they want to, but because their political officials are failing them so fucking hardcore. You've got parents crawling in bed next to their kids and their house is burning to the ground, and they know for a fact that even if they live through that, they're fucking homeless. Like, something has to be done here.
With my family, going down to
Obviously.
local public schools and having just a normal life. But once you uncover everything I have in the last year, these people in charge should have resigned on January 7th, January 8th. And I was waiting for somebody to step up and, you know, go after these people, and nobody did. So I was like, okay, well, it's my job to do that. So, yeah, it's criminal negligence.
You know what's crazy is I said a year and a half ago, I was like, you keep fucking with all these people. You keep fucking with all these people, you bureaucratic motherfuckers. And you're going to fuck with the wrong person that's going to have a lot of money and is going to be part of that community that wants to be part of that community. And you're going to see some wrath. If this guy wins, I hope he puts all those people in jail where they belong.
People are burning alive. It's a whole nother tier in my mind. It's not just negligence.
It's not just about the fires, but I do think it's interesting. In your book, you write about being on the show with former Governor Rod Blagojevich, who told you, stay out of politics, it's dangerous. You didn't take his advice, but yet as you approach this run for mayor...
That's such a disgusting thing to tell any American. Stay out of politics, it's dangerous. Fuck you. Fuck you. And I'm not saying that to that guy right there. He's just making a quote. Any American that tells another American to stay out of politics, it's dangerous, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself, you're a pussy-ass bitch. Move to a foreign country, you don't deserve to be a fucking American. People have fought and died for generations over that freedom. Fuck you. I've had plenty of family members join military. I know people that have been military. They fought for that freedom. Fuck you. Don't ever capitulate to these fucking terrorists that go around killing people because of their political views. Fuck you. Don't ever kneel to those motherfuckers. That's the whole reason why people have went in World War I, World War II, Korean War, Vietnam. That's the whole fucking reason why we've lost so many. Don't ever kneel to these people. Ever. If you are talking about politics and you get killed, you make sure you have it set up to where 5 more people take your fucking place. Don't ever kneel to these people.
It's not just about the rebuilding Palisades.
It doesn't matter what viewpoint you are.
Like, what do you bring as a candidate?
Yeah, one thing people, that I'll read on the internet, they're like, oh, he just cares about the Palisades. Well, what everyone in Los Angeles should be concerned about is if these city leaders are fine with letting people burn alive, covering it up, 7,000 structures, that's the first red flag. What are they doing in South Central or other parts of Los Angeles that don't have me going deep in and exposing it? So, I mean, anybody that drives around the streets of LA.
See, that's what I was talking about. That's the whole reason why we need more people like Nick Shirley. We need people that are going to go around and not be paid off representatives of the people. People that are actual independent journalists that work for themselves and are ready to get their hands dirty, unlike all these people like even Fox News, MSNBC, CNN, NBC7 or whatever, all those fuckers. They're not going to cover any of it. But it takes one person to do the coverage that's really willing to put out what everyone should see.
It's
and not be paid off.
times ever. The homelessness crisis is insane. The drugs. I mean, I now am working with animal rescue.
Isn't it interesting how they have all these programs in LA for the homeless people and drugs, and somehow, some way, there still seems to be a massive problem? I'm sensing another fraud scandal here.
They're torturing and mutilating dogs daily just on the side of the street. And these people are not even getting, because people are on drug, like, they're just, these are mentally ill, drug-related, crazy people, and they're just letting it happen. So, I mean, it's so much is going on in Los Angeles, and people are like, oh, well, what's your experience? Whatever the experience these people have running the city, I don't have that. So let's start from, that's the good news.
Yeah, and these are not partisan issues.
And you can't tell me these people know how to run the goddamn state. Look at the state. Just go to the state and look around. Oh, but they've been the mayor for like 16 years. Yeah, and they've been shit at it. That's why we need term limits. Jesus Christ, the country's circling the shitter, and you want to sit here and tell me, oh, well, they've got more experience than anyone else. Well, obviously they don't have good experience. Shit.
Look at these fires. You had some 16,000 structures that burned to the ground. So far, only 12 have been, 12, not 12,000. The
12.
number 12, less than 12, have been rebuilt. These are
crazy.
not. This is not a partisan issue.
No, there's actually 2 houses in the Palisades that have had certification to like move back in, and one of them is a spec house developer. So, and then the way Newsom and whoever they brag about, like, oh, there's 1,200 permits. If you're rebuilding a house, they're counting every permit in there. That's not a full rebuild. That's like if you added an extra, closet over here. So the numbers are totally cooked that they're bragging about. My favorite part, they'll be like, "Oh, this is."
How are you going to brag about 12 houses rebuilt? Out of like 12,000, 12, bro. How the fuck you bragging about that? Are you cooked?
Maui's on an island. It should
Bro.
be slower to be rebuilding, and it shouldn't. I'm not defending Maui's rebuild, but you can't compare Maui to
only 2
Los Angeles.
houses.
There's
in
only
Palisades.
2 houses.
What about the other neighborhoods?
I'm not an expert in Altadena. I think there maybe there's 1 or 2. It's not.
That's crazy.
So, and again, Altadena, people get upset that I'll speak on that, but I'm not an expert in Altadena. There's a lot of things that went wrong with the evacuation, the fire trucks, so just across the board, it's tragic.
Mayor Bass was warned about this storm, about this fire, because it was a perfect storm for fire conditions. Just the dryness, the wind. She starts off in Africa. She's in Ghana. Then she comes back. Did Mayor Bass fail L.A.?
I mean, forget.
Why are you in Africa and Ghana and all these other fucking... Why are we allowing our elected officials to go to foreign countries, period? You shouldn't be on vacation. You should be spending every fucking waking moment in your office trying to help the people of your state. Why are you going to foreign fucking countries? Are you kidding me? Bro, we need to have... How do you have standards for a teacher that if she has a picture on her Facebook of her drinking an alcoholic beverage, she can lose her job? But you got these motherfucking senators running around and actively advocating for money and funds to go to foreign countries that they're from. Like Ilhan Omar is a good example of that. Well, she couldn't do that because no one would send money to Somalia, so they ended up having to fucking run some kind of crazy scam. But you know where I'm going with this. Like, why are we allowing this shit?
That's another thing. As mayor of LA,
how is this not considered unconstitutional?
Never going to leave the city, period. There's no reasons to be in Africa.
Thank you! Holy fuck! Why is this a fucking foreign language? There's no reason for you to leave the fucking city if you're the mayor or the governor. You need to stay in your fucking state.
As mayor of LA, I'm never going to leave the city, period. There's no reasons to be in Africa when you're supposed to be taking care
Just
of
because he said that, I guarantee you he's going to win.
City. So that's
just like what happened to the New York guy. That guy said out of everyone in that group that he's the only one that would stay there. Biden tried to correct him, and then he said, no, I'm staying in New York.
Red flag. Second is all her text messages from this emergency have been deleted. She had some special auto-deleting texts that the LA Times couldn't even get. So what are in those text messages that were deleted.
Right.
I can't wait to read those. The list just goes on, and that's why, again, I'm running for mayor because
saying he's gonna
nobody wants 4 more years.
What can you do
of
differently,
tyranny.
though, that like how will you get these permits quicker than what's happening now?
Well, first off, as mayor, I won't lie to LA. She lied and said she was going to waive all the fees, which as mayor, you can't do. You need all the city council to. So truth, honesty is a first step, you know.
We, by the way, reached out to Mayor Bass for a statement. We've not heard back from them. Now we got to talk about the book.
Yeah, so you're out with the new book. The Guy You Loved to Hate, Confessions from a Reality TV Villain. You share behind-the-scenes details of your time in MTV's The Hills from the book. Quote, they want to call it a natural...
I don't want to cover that because I don't want to fucking deal with a copy strike for taking quotes and shit like that. Fuck that. I don't want to deal with that. Okay, so we got some more pushback from this fucktard, this fucking troglodyte.
Mayor Jacob Fry's meeting with the border czar Tom Homan yesterday. The president posting this on True Social. Fry just stated that Minneapolis does not and will not enforce federal immigration laws. This statement's a very serious violation of the law. He is playing with fire. So Mark Thiessen, Fox News contributor. So the president posted that, I guess, about 90 minutes ago, I do believe, based on the clock. And the mayor of Minneapolis went to his social media account and said the following: the job of our police is to keep people safe, not enforce federal immigration laws. I want them preventing homicides, not hunting down a working dad who contributes to Minneapolis and is from Ecuador. Everybody should feel safe calling 911. The disconnect continues based on...
You know why? Because President Trump called Tim Walz and hasn't talked to the mayor yet. That's why. There's a disconnect there because he hasn't had the sit-down talk. That's why.
That exchange, I don't see a meeting of the minds just yet. Do you?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Look, first of all, President Trump Mayor Frey is making the people of Minneapolis less safe by resisting through his sanctuary policies. Tom Homan has made clear, and President Trump has made clear, they want to focus on criminal aliens, people with criminal records who've been arrested for serious crimes, convicted for serious crimes, many of whom are being held by the Minneapolis police in their county jails and their city jails and all the rest of it. And they won't cooperate in handing over those people.
You see, like, it is very unfortunate to see what's going on in Minnesota. It's very unfortunate to see Americans get killed. It is. It's not something that anybody should be relishing in. Even with Kirk, even with the guy that got shot and killed whenever he's supposedly disarmed. They're still doing an investigation on that. Even with Renee Good. But I think the world needs to see this because they're seeing that Minnesota is trying to push back on the federal government. And now you see all these protesters these rioters getting arrested because that's what they are, they're rioters. And you see that at the end of the day, these elected officials that are already kind of fucking your state into the ground, they don't care about you. If they cared about you, they would be down there protesting with you. Like, and hiding behind a walled-off 7-bedroom house with a megaphone on the other side of a gate away from the rioters. That's not that are not the things a leader make. And you see all the fraud that all these Somalians that have done in Minneapolis that Nick Shirley uncovered. You see, it's a good thing that this is all being pushed into the light, even if people they want to push the other narrative don't realize that what they're doing is they are making anybody who wants to come to America terrified. And anybody who's here who has federal funding still being pushed through their state currently until another independent journalist goes to their state and uncovers fraud and the same thing ends up happening there, it makes them on their toes constantly. It makes them nervous. And that's a damn good thing.
Result, what they have to do is the ICE has to go into the communities and find them once they've been released. And they are doing community sweeps. As a result, they're getting collateral arrests. And there are protests as a result of that. If the stand down is Trump has offered, I will stop those community sweeps if you help us get the people with criminal records. And Frey is saying
they're doing community sweeps because you guys aren't releasing the last known address to a violent criminal illegal. big surprise that they're going to have to do neighborhood sweeps if you don't tell them where the guy is, his last known address.
And so what he's
I think transparency is what won Tim. Well, I wouldn't say that's what won Tim. I guarantee you, Tim Walz made some kind of deal with the Minnesota fraud behind the background that gives him kind of an immunity, and that's why he caved. But I guarantee you, there's more going on than what everyone is seeing for sure.
Is that the sanctuary policies are the problem, because the community sweeps are going to continue because ICE is not going to simply allow people who are murderers, rapists, child sex offenders to just walk out on the streets and blend into the community in Minneapolis. They're going to find them one way or another, and they can do it the easy way or the hard way. And Frey is saying you'll have to do the hard way because I'm not going to help you.
All of this is colliding with politics. Of course, there's the midterms, but some people have their eyes on 2028, and that would include the governor of Illinois. Watch him here.
I think it's maybe slightly worse than COVID, even though obviously people were dying in the United States in droves because of what Donald Trump was doing with regard to COVID. But it's a really challenging moment. We've got to abolish what Donald Trump has done to ICE, has made it so that we have to abolish it.
So
I figured this was going to be coming. You do realize that that's the reason why he's saying what Donald Trump has done to ICE, we have to abolish it. I figured this was going to happen. You do realize that if you abolish ICE in your next terms, someone else is just going to make another form of ICE. Like, this is like, our politics are so flip-flopped every 4 years or every 8 years. We're going to have whole new things going on. It's going to be crazy,
How do you
dude.
compare defund the police to abolish ICE? Because the independents that are polled, if you look at independents, they're like, well, we're not for that. We might want some changes, but they're not for abolishing it.
Yeah, so the Democrats are overplaying their hand here. So there are people who think that Trump is...
They're going to try to run on the abolish ICE. You do realize that 55% of all the networks that they talk to, like MSNBC, CNN, most of them are for ICE. They're all for ICE. They want ICE.
Far in Minneapolis, and that they don't
like
the
over
fact that 2
50%
Americans have died in conflict with ICE agents or with CPB agents.
Like,
but
the want for ICE is up by 55. It's up by, it was at 30% in 2016. It's up to 55% as of this year. People want this.
Goal. So when Trump came in, he had a mandate to deport these people. New York Times poll in January, when he was taking office, 90%, almost 90% of Americans support deporting every single criminal alien with a criminal record. 6 in 10 support deporting everybody who came in during the Biden administration, and a 55% majority support deporting everybody who is here illegally. So there's a clear mandate for ICE to go out and get these people. Just because people don't like the way it's happening in Minneapolis doesn't mean that they don't support the overarching goal. So if Democrats are trying to defund ICE, to block funding for ICE in Congress, they're going to shut down the government to stop funding for ICE, that is going to backfire on them because the American people are not with them on that. They don't want
it. It backfired on them whenever Trump got into office. They still got what they wanted. Like, Trump's administration got what it wanted, and the Democrats didn't get shit. It didn't work for them. Like, isn't it obvious that Trump is willing to keep the government shut down as long as it needs to be shut down? You can't win against somebody that does something like that, dude. No.
Happen the way it's happening necessarily, but they want it to happen.
It appears, though, in some places, Minneapolis being one of them, maybe New York's another, that's going to be more targeted. So we'll see how that develops. There are a lot of places and parts of the country where it's happening, but you don't hear about it because they're not making headlines at all. Minnesota is a different story so far. Thank you, Mark, for coming on.
Great
nice
to see
to see you. Mark Thiessen.
Take care.
Thanks.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most
Yes, we begin with Doug Lazater, who is live in Washington with the very latest.
Joe Biden handed us a mess. We inherited the legacy of record high inflation, the highest inflation in the history of our country. They say the fake news, ooh, that's a lot of fake news. No, the fake news said it's 48 years.
You know what's crazy? Is that what if COVID just so happened to hit America before Biden got into office, and the people that are behind all of this are using the COVID as an excuse for the skyrocketing prices? And what's really doing it is all the illegals that flooded during Biden's administration. Because think about when the price hikes really hit America. It was like right during COVID, a little bit after COVID, and then it just skyrocketed. Who took office then? Biden. And what did Biden do? He opened up the borders. Think about it. What I'm saying is that may not have happened, but if it did, now that they are deporting in mass these illegal immigrants, what if you actually start seeing the prices at the store go down?
I remember recently I said the highest inflation, the worst.
Unless,
This, by the way, worst in the history of our country. They said
Surely
it wasn't the worst. It was
that.
48 years. I
That would
said,
never
that's
happen.
Okay too. Somehow that sounds even worse than when you say the history, right? 48 years. I accepted that, but I think it was in the history. A mass invasion of our border and our country was being laughed at all over the world. We were being laughed at. We were a joke. Yeah, but not a joke anymore.
Nobody's laughing now.
We're not a joke. We're not being laughed at anymore. But today, just after 1 year of President Trump, our economy is booming, incomes are rising, investment is soaring, inflation has been defeated, our border is closed, totally closed.
Man. It's about time.
And America is respected all over the world like they've never been respected. 1 year, I thought it would take us 2 years. I guess I'm following in the great path of John Deere. We got the chairman of John Deere here. Chairman and CEO, that's pretty good. I even signed a John Deere hat for him. He said, I'm going to put this in the museum. I said,
yeah.
The fact that we had such a... never had them before.
That's right.
And since the election, the stock market has said... ago.
Not to mention the subscriptions on the tractors. Is that right?
Now you're the hottest country anywhere in the world. They said, I can't believe it.
Right, guys?
I think I'm at 97% with farmers. Well,
that's a lot of farmers.
Exhaust fluid requirement.
What
you know what that is?
No, I don't know what that is.
Saving family farmers more than $1 billion a year. And we're going to do...
No, he's right about this.
Keep the environment
that's what
clean.
Apple does.
So
it's
much
fucking
nonsense.
annoying.
I think it makes the environment dirty.
Is a huge
well, you don't have to be a PhD in order to start your tractor.
No, he's right about this.
Keep the environment
that's what
clean.
Apple does.
So
it's
much
fucking
nonsense.
annoying.
I think it makes the environment. The president has ever. No other president's done this.
They still do, yeah.
I mean, no other president.
Mechanic, this is huge.
In the ACC presidency, I probably have this little piece of ear back, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Could have it, and I wouldn't have to listen to lunatics like this up there. I wouldn't have to listen, and then
You goddamn fucking straight. USA. I cannot believe we let these fucking lobotomite retard sicko fucktards into our country to try and censor our patriotism. I never thought I'd live in the day and age where I would say America should be the greatest country in the world, but it's currently sick. And then being called a fucking Nazi for having that viewpoint. Fuck you. Get out of the country.
Poe's mad. You hear her?
Thank you. Boy, they're good here. Do we love our law enforcement? They work very quickly.
Oh, they hauled her ass out of that fucking bitch. Ha ha ha. Someone just got hauled out.
But under Sleepy Joe, we had the largest trade deficit in world history. But in 1 year, I've slashed our gaping trade deficit by a staggering 77%. How about that?
That's a lot of money.
What about that?
I don't care.
I have a pill that costs $10, as an example, costs $10 in London, Costs $130 in Des Moines.
Sounds like
and now it's
bullshit
going to
to
cost
me.
$20. Think of it. You'll go from
And I guarantee you, if you made a bingo card, it would be considered cheating because he always says the same few lines. No matter what he does, he always says the same few lines. You could probably even use a bingo card where it says the same lines multiple times on the card, and you would get a bingo within the first 30 minutes of the video.
$130 down to, it's the biggest price reduction of prescription drugs in history.
Wow. Man, I'll believe it when I see it. I keep hearing all these talks, but I've yet to see it.
Could have a huge impact on your
prices go down?
healthcare too. I was very proud of it. And you know, the fake news, I can't
Is
get
this
them
live?
to talk
Yeah, it's
about
live.
it. Think of it. I got the biggest price reduction in history on drugs.
And also, my fiance works as an accountant somewhere. I'm not going to say where for obvious reasons. And she said that whenever she looks over the way that the less tax on overtime, it only covers up to a certain amount of overtime. And that most of the guys that work where she's at are like a lot of them work 50, 60 hours. So it usually almost never covers. So, and it's really complicated how it's put into the payrolls as well. So it's not as big a deal as as Trump is saying that it is. It's already taken effect. I know for a fact that somebody's currently looking through it, and their example of it is pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Pharmaceuticals. I can't get these guys to talk about it. It was page like 22 in the New York Times, a little story. I just got the biggest. I can't believe it. If a Democrat got a half a...
Look here, man. I've been paying like almost $300 for my ADHD pills out of pocket for over 5 years now. Whenever I see that medication go down, you're going to hear something about it, trust me. But it hasn't gone down at all. It's been the same.
point down, this is like hundreds of, depending on the way you want to calculate it, you could say it's a...
See, this is what people call the unbiased opinion. I want somebody that's not just going to talk a big game about helping America. I want somebody that's actually going to fucking help America.
80% reduction,
Skill
or
issue,
you could
don't
say
get
it's
sick.
1,000%
You think that's
reduction.
it?
You could say whatever you want, but
The guy on the left
it's
is
the
so
biggest
happy.
reduction.
Yeah, look at him.
I do like the deportation of illegals. That is a good, that should be like a staple in every single person running for president, period. It should just be a staple there, for sure.
In history by many, many times. I did something because we were subsidizing the entire world. We were paying 10 times, in many
He's
cases,
nodding along.
more money than the rest of the world. And I said it wasn't fair.
I hate the mentality for this too. Even with like whenever we were part of the World Health Organization and all these other organizations around the world to keep peace, why is it that we were the only ones paying $300 million and in places like China were only paying like 60 mil? Like, how does that... Oh, but your country makes so much more money. Yeah, we make a lot more money, but now that everything's turning to shit because we're having to print out $500 billion a fucking year just to stay in some peace treaty that we're going to be the ones that have to fucking enforce. Have mind you, we're going to be the ones that have to enforce it. You're not going to see any of these other fucking countries stepping in. Why is it that every single fucking time that we're part of these things and we're sending more and more money to these other countries, I don't hear any other countries sending money to these people that are in conflict. I don't hear them sending any rockets or any kind of fucking aid to these countries. Why is it that we're not only the ones paying the most into some of these programs, we're also the only ones giving them money directly to the state or the country that needs help? Where the fuck are y'all at? What, are we just paying this money to wipe y'all's asses with it? Hello? And but we're the richest ones in the world. Fuck off.
And I got it done. And everyone said you can. They said,
so
you'll never
happy.
get other countries to agree.
Unc
They
is
said,
happy.
I said,
he
yes,
is.
I will. They said, you'll never get the other countries to agree. I got the drug companies. That was not easy, I want to tell you, but that was not so bad. But they even told me, we'll agree to it but you'll never get the other countries. I said, 100% I will. Why wouldn't I get them? And I called Macron of France. I said, you got to double
Please
the
do
price
the
of
accent.
your trucks.
Please do the
he
accent.
said, no, I will not do that. What was the story with his glasses the other day?
Was there another one?
Oh, it's another.
There's another one?
You think Biden was thinking about it? He just was thinking about how the hell to get off the
help
stage.
his dad with the phone. Look, watch.
Remember, the guy could never find that. You have so many ways
Oh.
you can jump off the front if it really gets. You got stairs all over the place. The guy could never find his way off the stage. This was not a good sign.
In Biden's defense, the bro probably had brain cancer and didn't realize it yet. Or they did know and they just weren't saying anything. Like, Biden was obviously sick whenever he was in office. That's the reason why he talked the way he did and he looked the way he did. Everyone can tell that something was going on with him. Just nobody knew what the fuck it was.
Oh, it's another.
But I made new fair trade deals with countries covering half of all U.S. trade.
Another one.
You do know they're paid agitators, right? They're paid.
Uh-huh.
They get paid.
I kind of believe him to an extent. I do. I genuinely do.
You know, do you ever see their signs? You know, we used to have protests, and you'd have guys making a sign in a basement.
Yeah, sure.
These are all paid agitators. That's all they are.
Well, how else, like, for example, with the Maduro thing, how else do you explain that they are able to, like, they catch Maduro at 3 a.m., and you already have high-quality signs the same day at 7 a.m. for them to protest with? What company is going to mass produce these signs like that? Something is obviously fucking amiss here, huh? Let's be honest. And they're not shit signs. They're not hand-drawn. They're like high-quality signs like this. Like good quality signs. 3 hours later, on a weekend. On a weekend. What sign place is open on a weekend?
They don't even know what, when they interview them, why are you here? I don't know. They have no idea. They're paid insurrectionists, really, in some cases. They're sickos. But I've made new fair trade deals with countries covering half of all U.S. trade, scoring giant wins for the farmers, ranchers, and agricultural producers like.
I want them to do a movie on this so badly. I want there to be like a massive federal investigation into these states with all these protesters. And I want them to find something so that way they could start locking up senators. I don't care if they're blue or red. I don't give a shit. Put them in jail if they're found doing any kind of fraud or sketchy behavior, period. If they're breaking the law, put their ass in jail. And I want them to make a massive movie about it, kind of like what they did with the Wolf on Wall Street. Straight up.
Yeah. No other president has ever done. That's why I got such a.
I actually wonder if he's seen my stream before.
I do love you too.
I feel like there's at least a 5% chance
So
that's
Japan
happened, right? He's at least
will
seen
now
one
allow
clip.
the United States to supply up to 100% of automobile.
I really wonder.
Automotive purchases. Where the hell he was? The number.
Nobody
But
knows.
I'm also working hard to expand. Iowa to make
right?
a speech. I'm not going to put out a truth. I'm not going to put. Shortly supporting year-round. Whoever wins the presidency has a hard time with the midterm. If we lose the midterms,
What happens?
you'll lose so many of the things that we're talking
They're
about.
gonna make-
so many of the assets
they're
that we're
gonna make
talking
it gay
about. So
again.
many of the tax cuts that we're talking about. And it would lead to very bad things. We got to win the
Yeah.
midterms. I mean, I'm here because I love Iowa, but I'm here because we're starting the campaign to win the midterms. We got to win the midterms. That means Senate, and it means House.
Trump will be impeached. They're going to do another one of
Got to
those?
win them. It's crazy. You know, you'd think it would be like a 50-50 deal or something. It's like, for some reason, and this is Democrat too. Democrat wins the presidency. For some reason, they lose the midterms. Now, maybe they don't campaign as hard because they've campaigned.
I think they lose the midterms because, like, usually whenever they get to that point, they've done fuck all for the country and nothing has really changed. Trump talks a big game, but unfortunately, if the bread doesn't hit the table at a cheaper price, people are going to think he's lying. And to be quite frank, he might be lying. That's what they do. Like, you do whatever you can to win, right? Why wouldn't they just lie? The thing is like, unless they see the prices to like drop, unless they see things getting better, things are still the same, obviously. Doesn't matter how much you try to talk it up. If nothing changes, then nothing has been done, nothing has changed. It's obvious. I wanted to check. I guess Chase isn't here, so we're gonna probably not watch that today. We'll watch it whenever he gets back on next. If there's nothing too crazy going on. Give me a second. Okay. Whew. That's right. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Remember, there's a reason why laws exist. It's because that whatever was happening before the law was enforced was working. That's why. It's probably gonna be an early day today. Kill that, and then kill that. Yeah, we're gonna watch this video and we're probably gonna roll up out of here. Man, it has been so quiet in the comments today. It's been a great fucking day. I ain't even gonna lie. If it had a bunch of people that were like not retarded, it'd have been fine. But there were just so many people that were just fucking retards. It's so nice to see that maybe their funding is finally starting to wither. They know how fucked they are, so they gotta cut the funding on invading people's chats. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
How old are you? I'm 22. Oh my God.
Metro 1, I have a long eye and somebody's doing donuts in the parking lot right now.
If you're able to get the camera on them and record the driving behavior and advise on which vehicle you think that deserves to be 54.
Metro 1, I got 2 that just finished a race. Looks like 2 more setting up to race, and I got 2 doing donuts in the parking lot. They're going to be south of the main road, and all of the drag racers are going to be on the main road.
Jesus.
Metro 1, we're looking at a white Chrysler.
10-4. Like I have long eye still. We're going into the area, but due to the sun and the direction we're coming from, it's hard to see colors right now.
I at least want some sort of video evidence of them drag racing first, and then we'll go try to make 2-5 with them.
I do have a couple of vehicles drag racing. I got 2 pickup trucks setting up right now to race, and I do have those individuals doing donuts.
And boys out there trying to make some money, boy. Let me tell you, they trying to make some money.
See them on the camera doing it.
And there it is.
And they're starting their race now.
303. Yeah, if you want to start creeping up here, let me know when you're at the bottom of the hill on University, and we'll start to try to make 54s on these guys.
They completed their first race. Looks like they're setting up on the east side to race back westbound. That's going to be a black pickup and a blue pickup.
Damn, that sucks because that truck's a pretty color. I like that color.
Back westbound.
The nice blue.
We don't have ice, but do you see any other white Chrysler in the parking lot?
I have one white Chrysler with a yellow 26. Let's see if I can't get it for you. 4286.
Man, look at how precise that camera is, dude. That's crazy.
Yellow 26 is going to be next to a blue Camaro with a temp tag in the back upper left window. I can't read the temp tag and I can't read the plate on the white Chrysler. And there is another race going on right now.
Honestly, I say just pick one going for a 54. If they flee, call out the description and DOT for Metro 1 to take it.
The two that are racing are finished and they're headed back westbound now. You got one vehicle, looks like it's leaving. Nobody is set up to race at this time. It was a red sedan, looked kind of like a Honda Civic. And now I have a yellow Dodge with black racing stripes leaving. Both of them are going northbound.
While an officer making his way to the scene is just seconds away, one of the two people that just left the scene presumably sees the officer and calls the others who haven't left yet to warn them, telling them the officer is on the way there.
Looks like they just got a phone call. Everybody's running to their cars. And
Yep, there they go. Cops can sense donuts from a distance.
All vehicles are going eastbound on the main road. I've got eyes on the Chrysler.
Black Dodge is leaving extremely high rate of speed. Negative 26, I'm trying to catch up with 54.
What's with the white Chrysler? Why do they want that white Chrysler so bad?
Leaving extremely high rate of speed. Negative 26, I'm trying to catch up with 54.
All vehicles are coming out the main entrance.
Man, they were on that white Chrysler from the second they started, like, the aerial view.
White Chrysler is taking off at a high rate of speed. Sirens and lights are active, failing to.
Alright, White Chrysler is going to be the target vehicle. Metro 1, it's all yours if you still have eyes on it, sir.
Mexico Boys, Zebra, Lincoln.
Metro 1's got the eye on the white Chrysler. He was going into oncoming lanes to bypass other vehicles. High rate of speed, northbound, in the number 1 lane.
Marked units are disengaged, not in view.
So what if they were racing for pink slips and he lost on purpose because he knew what was coming? Like, what are we doing here? Why does that look like a dick, bro? What is this? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? What is this? What is that? What the fuck is that? You got some weird shit in that state, man. You know the engineer that made that was like, oh yeah.
Was driving an ag fling. He almost hit a red Mustang on the way out.
We're staying in the number 1 lane. And it looks like he's gonna, oh, no, he just shot back over to make the westbound turn onto Real Rebel.
I think this is gonna be more like GTA. Yeah, I would say it's gonna be more like GTA. For sure.
Cut the corner. Now westbound Rio Bravo in the number 2 lane.
And the reason why I say that is because you're technically taking control of the aerial view. And from what I understand, the guy that gets caught is a pussy. Crying for mommy again. That's why I chose this one. This guy was crying for mommy.
Turn up to go northbound Broadway. We're in the right right turn to go northbound Broadway, red light. The northbound Broadway did not stop.
Officers continue using the helicopter to track the white Chrysler's pathing as multiple units follow behind the suspect out of sight. 8 minutes later, the helicopter follows the white Chrysler to a dead-end road. Since the suspect is now boxed in at the dead end, officers decide it's time to make their move.
Oh, they actually got him.
Don't move! Keep your hands up! Don't move!
Oh yeah, he's not going anywhere. He's done. He's donezo. 100% donezo.
Get out! Undo your seatbelt, get out of the car!
Nah, like they had their eyes set on the dude in the Chrysler. They really wanted this guy in the Chrysler. I don't know why. Maybe he's been like the rally king, I guess. He's been like contacting people to get all that set up. You know?
Stop resisting! Stop resisting! Okay. Stop resisting! Do you have any weapons on you? No, it's just a gun underneath my name. What? It's just a gun underneath my name. Where's your gun? It's in the car.
Come on here.
Please. Shit myself. Please.
Have a seat.
Please.
Have a seat. Okay.
Please.
Have a seat.
Oh, stop crying, mijito.
I have a disability.
Well, you shouldn't be driving.
I was driving for a friend.
Why are you so sad?
Because...
Bro, you crying like a little
If
bitch.
you have a disability, then why are you driving like that?
I don't know.
Causing harm to other civilians on the roadway. You could have just pulled over and we could have talked. But you caused this whole thing. Okay? So let's be an adult about it. Let's stop crying. Okay? Look at me. Straight. Oh, you know what? Come over here. The sun's flip positions. Sun's bad. Okay, turn that way. Face my unit. No, like your whole body. Hey, stop that. Stop crying.
Bro, they gonna have to talk to this criminal like he a fucking 5-year-old. Like, what world do we live in, bro? What the fuck? They legitimate, like...
How old are you?
Man, these cops nowadays, they way too soft on these bitches. You sitting there breaking the law, man.
Do you have any marks or anything?
He's 22!
Turn around. Let me get your fingers really quick.
The fuck, bro?
What finger is it? All right, just keep them spread out like that, okay? Okay, you got any other...
Man, he living in... That's where he lives, man. He living in a decent... I wouldn't say it's an expensive neighborhood, but it looks like it's got kind of more money than some that I've lived in, for sure. Got a nice gated-in couple sections here.
I'm gonna go with your mom.
Oh, my God.
Well, you're going to jail.
No, please. I never been...
Bro, he literally sounds like a kid. No peace! No peace!
Crying.
Because I want to go with my mom.
I'm gonna go with your mom.
Yes.
Well, you're going to jail.
No, please.
This is the mastermind of the criminal rings that we have nowadays. Man, we sure are fucking cooked as a human race, aren't we? And you want to tell me that the people that live in America aren't privileged? Man.
Never been in trouble.
Man.
I don't like to get in trouble.
You shouldn't have run.
I was trying to stop too, but I don't want no other cars to hit me.
We're gonna ask some questions, okay?
No.
Take a seat.
No. Please, no.
Have a seat. Take a seat in there, okay? He wants his mom.
Fernando, can you calm down a little bit?
Can you speak to me? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna read this to you, okay, before we go any further, okay? You have the right to remain silent. You understand?
You know they reading that shit to that man just to make him panic more. You know they doing that. You know for a fact they're doing that shit on purpose.
Any issues as explained to you? Okay, with these rights in mind, do you want to speak to me? You don't want to speak to me?
I want my mom.
Okay, so if you don't want to speak to me, if you don't want to speak to me, that's fine. That's well within your right. But as of right now, you are under arrest for aggravated fleeing law enforcement officers. Okay? After racing at a sledding amphitheater. Okay? So go ahead and put. Is this your?
Can I call my mom then?
No, you got to put your feet in the car. Okay?
I'm not searching. Why can I call my mom?
Come on, we gotta search you real quick. You're not gonna be able to call your mom today. Okay?
Why?
Because you're an adult.
I need her. I have disability, and you guys just threw me to the floor. That's my friend's car.
Well, it's gonna get to her. Okay? Have a seat.
My mom is not here.
These racers, they never think that their actions
What
could
the
cause
fuck?
somebody to be in a body bag.
What the fuck? You got a 22-year-old full-grown man sitting there crying like a bitch, and you want to sit here and tell me that we don't have privileged people in America, bro? What?
Racing crashes reached what experts
What?
call epidemic levels, and more than 1,000 people lost their lives in street racing crashes between 2001 and 2008. And that's not on racetracks, that's on regular roads where people drive. Now, as we watch this, these guys didn't just rip around a corner, they actually had a plan, because groups like this coordinate routes and have lookouts so they can slip between blocks as soon as the police show up. Back in Philly on summer weekends, it was the exact same thing. Bikes, supercars, anywhere a blacktop was wide enough. And the moment a police car appeared, they split in every which way. And the aggravating part was, even if you could pursue, you're not catching them. Now, patrol does try to box them in, but racers don't wait around to get trapped. And that white Chrysler runs in the neighborhood streets because that's where they think they can shake police. Then reality hits. Officers approach with no hesitation because they don't know if he's armed, desperate, or about to run again. This is never just about...
Oh, he was desperate, but he was desperate for mommy's teeth. You know what I'm saying?
It's about people turning public roads into racetracks and cops having to stop it before an innocent person becomes the next victim. That's why this has to get handled fast. Once the racing starts, it leaves the lot and starts hunting for somebody who didn't even know they were in danger.
This suspect,
Fucking
Fernando,
moron.
was charged with aggravated fleeing from an officer, reckless driving, and resisting obstructing. He is innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law. Records indicate the 22-year-old suspect is still crying for his mommy.
Well, it looks like we just got a drop in frames on the internet anyway, so we probably gonna roll up out of this bitch. I'll be back on. Ooh, it's clipping bad, boys. We rolling. Yeah, we rolling. I see the internet's trying to shit out on me right now, and that's fine. We rolling anyway. Peace, boys.
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been